So first of all, I have tremendous news.
Tell us.
To my left, I have Joe KW, aka Uncle Dolphin.
Yo.
And to my right, I have Chris Pinkerton, if you're nasty.
If you're nasty, folks. The gang's all here.
Reunited, and it feels so good. And we've already had technical difficulties, so
yeah,
all works out perfectly.
But we're all three here for the first time.
All three are here for the first time. It feels good. Good to see you guys.
Is it needed? I feel like it's not needed anymore. I've been listening to these episodes. They've been just good.
But it's like
they're good, but there's something missing.
I'm a guy that needs consistency. I had a broken home, Joe. It was very sad.
You should tell that story.
I want to open with something heavy. You guys prepared? So, in life, right? We all wear different hats. We are an entrepreneur.
Sure.
We are a booty shaker on a Twitch stream. We are a pharmacist.
Yeah.
We are an employee.
I'm a sales rep.
A sales rep.
Yeah.
We mop.
Yep.
We are content creators, all of us.
That's correct.
In multiple facets.
Sure.
I think we get paid better for being so good at all that.
2 out of 3 of us are fathers. 2 out of 3.
I'm a father of 2 cats.
No, you're not. I'm getting ready. I was getting ready to give you some props, Joe. You better relax. I'm gonna take it away. 2 out of 3 of us are pet owners. 3 out of 3 of us are husbands. 3 out of 3 of us are sons.
Yeah.
1, maybe 2 out of 3 of us are grandsons
of living people.
Yeah, we're all grandsons of somebody.
Not anymore.
So 1 is a grandson.
Yep.
We are brothers. 2 of us are brothers. All of us are cousins.
Oh, bro! I mean, unlimited cousins,
globally,
bro.
Yeah, but yes,
unlimited cousins.
All of us serve a customer.
We do.
All of us serve a boss.
We do.
Right.
Some of us are our own bosses, not me.
Now let me ask you. That's a lot of hats for 3 men to wear.
It is.
Right. Like let's give ourselves some flowers for a minute. It's a lot. It's a lot for 3 men to do. How appreciated do you feel in those roles?
I mean, I don't know, because I don't give myself that much credit for most things, so like I don't feel like I'm underappreciated in most things except for one of my jobs. I feel very underappreciated there, but everywhere else I feel pretty good or overpraised, really.
So my employment is, I feel, they respect what we do, and they're, you feel that way. You feel it. Personal life, I think I feel fulfilled. I don't know if that hits the mark or not, but obviously, like being an entrepreneur, that's, you can appreciate yourself, I guess, more than anything. But
customers can appreciate too, right? Sometimes people are entitled. Some customers can be entitled. Sometimes customers can be appreciative.
Agreed.
And I'll be honest, I get that a lot. So I was doing some work today, and you got on the phone with somebody because I don't know, Joe, you probably deal with this. Bobby, you may too sometimes. But you know somebody and you've talked to them, and they send you an email, and their email tone is trash. Like.
Well, I already know I am trash at deciphering. You are. 1, deciphering tone in emails, and at 2, having my tone being deciphered in emails. Yes, I am trash at the written word. in a personable sense. Yes. I think if I'm writing something official, I'm the ultimate win. Because I'm fucking Friday in Dragnet. I'm just the facts.
Right.
But I think when it comes to like interpersonal communications, I'm awful at text.
Well, saying that to say, I'm getting on the phone with this guy, and we've met before, and we've done business. We just had, it was a very positive conversation, and he got what he needed from me, and I got what I needed from him, and
so to speak.
So to speak. Next time we meet up, everything will be satisfied. I'm kidding.
All bets are off.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, I felt appreciated, and you know, I appreciated him for giving me the information I needed in the manner that he did. So, but what about you, Bobby?
It's something I've been asking myself recently. Because like I don't know, man.
Do you need to be appreciated in all of your roles?
So I don't think I need to be appreciated in all my roles. But I do feel like I need more appreciation in some of my roles. Like, I think as a father, right, I'm super underappreciated.
I mean, I think that goes without saying.
And I'm 100% good with it.
I mean, they'll realize in about 20 years.
The fact that they don't skip a beat, it just gives me the kind of shoring up that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know?
Yeah, like about 10, 20 years time, they'll be like, oh, fuck, man. Because like it wasn't until my mid-20s till I like, really appreciated my parents.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so like I'll be honest, like I appreciated my dad early, but only because I knew about the other side of life.
The other side. You had to compare and contrast.
Yeah. Oh, but that's going to come back up again this episode.
I mean, we're talking about meatloaf, and apparently they didn't know the story that I know about why you don't like meatloaf.
Yeah. So I want to share this. This is just one example.
Okay.
But I think it is something that I'm struggling with today. Okay. And not today, like today, but in these days and times, as it were. So I posted up pictures of, it's a repaint of MMC's Vortex.
Oh, it's glorious.
Yeah.
It's G2 as fuck.
G2 as fuck.
Yes.
Now, this was sent to me by Joel W.
Yep.
Who I reached out to, and I was like, man, there ain't shit coming out. You got anything? And he was like, man, I got a bunch of shit you've already said no to, but you know what I mean? But
yeah.
And I was like, well, fucking send it, you know, hashtag send it.
That's for times.
And there's a number of reasons to that I'll get into here in a second. But, you know, I preloaded my week with it, you know, so that I knew I wouldn't have time to get 2 reviews done this week. And I got that Motormaster done. I got that out first. But, so I posted pictures of it on my Facebook, on the Skullface Facebook today, and said tomorrow, right? And a guy commented and said, why? Right? Simple question.
Right.
So I debated whether or not to respond.
What's the why?
But I did.
That's just why not?
So my response is, well, because there's a drought right now, and someone was kind enough to send some stuff to help fill the void. So then the question becomes, why fill the void? The answer to that is because I'm regularly contacted. I said contracted. I should fix that. Let me fix that right now before this motherfucker thinks I'm a complete idiot anyway. Contacted. There it is.
ACTD.
I said I'm regularly contacted by people that say this mundane, meaningless hobby helps them get through their stressful work weeks, and they look forward to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday videos on my channel they feel they can rely on. So since I actually went on a family vacation last week and knew I wouldn't have time for 2 reviews this week, I preloaded with this one. Reviews this, taking time out of my day and away from my family in the hopes that people can continue to rely on uninterrupted content from me that helps them get through their week. That's why.
Wow.
Yeah. That's great.
You know, and then I said all the best. Because I don't wish him any ill will.
It was like education.
Not like my guy ill will.
Right.
But
yeah, it's both as content creators, you get obviously have appreciated people who is on Patreon who like at least give you the kind words,
Correct.
right? Give you the likes and shares and thoughts and prayers.
I'd be gone if it wasn't for Patreon. I'm gonna be honest right now.
But for every content creator, no matter how popular you are, you're gonna have the unappreciated and entitled people. They're just part of the internet, right?
Yeah.
Not only are they not appreciative, they're entitled to your content and your time for free. Like, why didn't you post today? I'm like,
and I bet you they skipped the ads.
Yeah.
And I bet
right. Why is this on Patreon? Why do I have to pay for this content? Maybe because somebody took their time out of their day and thought process and energy and effort to create something,
right? Like,
it's
what
not
world do you
easy
live in where everybody else does
just do free shit? Just give it to you.
Yeah. You know, so I mean, and not to say that it's just the channel, but I do think that I am struggling at the moment. I don't think I'm in a great place.
After vacation?
The vacation might have a part to do with it.
Oh.
But I don't think I'm in a great place at the moment. And I think...
Hey, Joe, can you get that knife?
And I think that...
He's right-handed. I'm fine.
Okay. You know what's funny is... Suicide's a serious topic, obviously. I'm not trying to make a joke about it.
No, we talked about this before.
I would never do it. But the reason why I would never do it is because I've made a commitment to 3 kids.
Right.
So, like, it's bigger than me. Right? But, like...
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was being selfish and shitty and was worried about myself more than you.
But, like... It is like I'm starting to reach this point where I'm like, man, like, what the fuck do I get out of all this shit? Like, and not to say that I put in to get the return. I don't invest to get the return. But I think sometimes when I invest and then the investment is not appreciated, and I think there's something wrong with me. I think I need to take some responsibility for it. And I think some of it has to do with my constant telling you exactly how not you, Joe, I'm looking at you, but not you, how I feel about something.
Okay.
Right. So if I don't tell you that I hate this moment, I hate this fucking moment, this immediate moment, which I don't, I'm very grateful for this moment, but you know, metaphorically speaking,
right,
that you take it as I'm happy in this moment, where maybe I just want you to be happy in this moment. So I'm not shitting on this moment.
You and Gary both try real hard to do that.
But because I'm the guy that constantly tell you, you know what I mean? Then you assume that I'm happy in this moment.
Yeah.
So it's something that I've become aware of in this past week that I am wrestling with, and I'm going to share more about it in my nerd week, along with some heavier topics in my nerd week, because like,
I mean, it's part of like not the equivalent, but the equivalent of like charity, right? Some people do good stuff or give charity and don't say anything. They don't get a credit for it, and they're okay with that. But some people have to fucking tell the fucking world you gave $3 to this fucking thing, and that's the point of them doing it, right?
Correct.
That's the difference. So like, people don't know that you're not happy, but like you're doing what you're
100%.
Right?
And I think that like with me, it's like, I'm good with not get like I don't need a grandstand about it.
Right.
Be like, attention, everybody. Excuse me, I'm unhappy. However, I'm not ruining it for you. Right?
You're welcome.
So that, you know, that's a whole nother level right there. Another layer, really, not level, is the fact that you care so much about what everybody else thinks that you're masking the way you feel. Man, listen, there's people like that are professional talk to about this shit. And listen, we sit here and talk about it all day, but God.
Well, I mean, like I think, but the what turns on me, where I get aggressive, and I've got so much to share. I'm gonna be sharing. I'm a free spirit this week. But what turns me is when then you think that I haven't given you that leeway. And the only reason you think that is because you believe my silence for good times.
Right.
And you believe my good times for good times, and you believe my bad times for bad times, but you don't want to dissect my silence for what it may actually mean.
It's a catch-22, right? Because then they don't know. So like you can't really fault them for not knowing, because they're not supposed to. But then it fucking hurts.
Correct.
when it comes up and you're like, well, you didn't know.
And I've thought about this specifically in my relationships, as intimate as they can come, and then as you know, like as far back that Adam and everything else, like man, like it's I gotta own it because it is something with me.
I mean, for anyone who has put in effort in any kind of relationship, I'm sure we've all do that, right? We all have to suck it up sometimes for the greater good.
Yeah, 100%. But I think with me, people don't think I suck at it. People think
because you're so open.
Because I'm so open, and I'm always telling
you feel. So when you don't, they don't.
Correct.
Know.
But sometimes I am trying. Like, look, man, I'm just trying to go with the flow on this one because I'm not 100% in, but I don't want to make it a bad day for everybody.
Right.
Like Lito's Pizza.
Dude, now that I'll make a bad day. I draw the line somewhere.
Or are you talking about when they ordered pizza? That whole thing?
I listened to all the episodes. All gone.
They may not cut corners.
It's
but
nice
I will.
to be. It's nice to.
I like that you know their theme.
I thought it was Wendy's Burgers.
I think it's both.
It's actually, I tell you, it's kind of refreshing and nice to be a Nerd Rage listener again.
Yeah. Well, I've missed you.
And talk
I've missed
at the radio.
you, and I've missed the three of us together.
I've missed this too, guys.
And that's not a knock on the other guys that have come to. I'm appreciative of all of them.
Yeah, for coming through and covering and
stepping up.
Yeah,
you know,
just so everyone knows,
and content's been good.
It is. We started recording at 8:15 on a Tuesday night because that's when we could record.
Yeah, because I got off work at 7 and rushed home at 8, took a shit and ran over here
because it was the first time that there was an opportunity for the three of us to be together.
Like
not an optimal opportunity, but an opportunity.
But we get it done. Just like some sacrifices, bro.
Sacrifices and appreciation.
I know it's a good time for us.
It's back to that same theme, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've loved this. I enjoy this, right? But it does take something from all of us to 100%, be here.
100%. Yeah. 100%. All right. So, Chris, you got your coffee first. Joe, how was your nerd?
Yo, as long as Joe,
how was your nerd quarter?
I didn't put everything down. Just I'm sure they'll come up. But I understand flat earthers, specifically from Texas.
Okay, yeah.
It's flat as fuck.
Yeah. It's flat as fuck. Holy shit, I ain't never seen so much sky in my life.
Yeah.
The only time I ever seen that much sky was when I was flying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, you can see the next city. Like, dude, you can see a city line from fucking
when I was
6 miles
flying
away.
over that shit, I was like, yo, there's not a rock in sight.
Not a fucking thing. Just no hill.
It's called the Great Plains,
valley,
guys.
No fucking river.
Plains.
It's not. It's just fucking flat as far as I can see. You can like, bro. I bet the PS.
It's like a white girl from the 70s or an Asian girl from the 80s.
Oh wow! There's the vibe. There's the vibe.
You know when you're playing video games sometimes in open world and like things don't pop up till like you get closer because of a draw distance. I bet your fucking PS5 don't have as much draw distance as you can for a goddamn Texas fucking water tower. I saw a fucking water tower the size of an ant in the distance. It's ridiculous. So people, I understand more now why you think Australia don't exist. Because all you fucking see is sand as far as the eyes can see. But that was interesting perspective.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all remember the movie Chronicles of Riddick. Great.
I liked it. I liked it.
Oh, it's critically acclaimed actor Vin Diesel.
Yes. Yeah. Part of the family.
Before he became total trash.
Before he became trash.
His second best franchise.
I will stand behind. A lot of people. Have you ever seen Boiler Room?
Oh yeah, you love that movie.
I fucking love that movie.
It's funny.
Vin Diesel kicked ass in that movie.
He did. I recommend that movie. If anybody that's getting into sales, watch that. Watch The Wolf of Wall Street, obviously, and then Glenn Ross.
Okay, yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah,
Jack Lemmon,
of course.
Great.
But there was this one scene in Chronicles of Riddick when the guy set him free, and it's like, I'm a fellow whatever people you are, and he fucking walks out of the cave into the fucking sun, and he gets blown into cinders. That's how it felt like to walk out of the garage in fucking Texas. I did that once, never again. I was there for 2 weeks. I stayed inside except for like to drive from one indoors to another for like 2 fucking weeks. We just hung out inside and ordered food, which was great times. It was time.
It is miserable in the South right now.
When is it not?
Well, I'll tell you.
My bad.
I'll tell you after a recent
dude. Like I felt like I bitch about Maryland weather.
Nah.
Yeah. I felt like I could cut the air with a knife.
I've been telling y'all that humidity. That humidity down south it's another creature
because like
it suffocates.
It's all of the humidity of Maryland, which is awful.
Yes,
with 100-degree temperatures.
Yeah, fuck. That's the saving grace of Texas. It was like 108, but it felt like 90 here.
Oh, is it the dry heat?
The dry heat is better.
I know. Better. I just fucking hate people telling me about it.
Yeah. Because we have moist heat here, motherfuckers. I know it's better where you are. Don't fucking tell me about how good it is where you are.
Yeah.
Stop by Buc-ee's. I love the beaver. The beaver nuts.
I'm hoping to get by a Buc-ee's in a couple weeks.
I believe that's called a cream pie.
No, that's a wallaby. Might.
You know what? I got this
you
thing
have to get it from down under.
I don't know where I got it from, but I have like this famous saying in my head, the same way of like hi, good day, like hi neighbor, like from Roy, you know what I mean? Not Roy Rogers, but Mr. Rogers. But you know, like classic, like kind of of howdy doody shit for Brian's. And I know it's from some classic Australian character, but I can never place it. And whenever Australia comes up, I often think in my head,
dude, there's only 3 things I know about, like 3 media I know from Australia, which is like,
oh, you're gonna fuck one up. I'm already gonna let you know, but go ahead. Crocodile Dundee. Okay. Yep. Okay.
That one fucking song with that guy with eyes.
The land down.
That. Now I already lost my third. Well, Outback Steakhouse.
Outback Steakhouse. Okay. So
which has nothing to do with Australia.
The fourth is
Jim Jeffries.
Dreadnoughts.
That's right. They were Australian as fuck.
Blimey, it's a blooming sea monster.
No wonder people don't think
hit
Australia
that in the
exists.
G.I. Joe cartoon movie. Blimey, it's a blooming sea monster.
So that's the only. Oh, I had Bluebell ice cream. Speaking of Outback, which we don't have.
So did I,
dude.
That shit is the truth.
I had a pint a day for 3 days in a row.
Let's make some noise for the South for Bluebell ice cream. Like that shit is the truth.
I don't know how much weight I gained an inch because I wear the same belt to work for the last fucking 10 years.
I had 3 shrimp for dinner.
Just shit
because of last week.
Whew. Yeah, this whole week I've been just protein shakes and protein powder and salad, bro. I need to fucking recover. But yeah, it's a great trip. I ate a lot. There's so much good food in Texas. They love their they love the kolaches, bro. They have a lot.
What's a kolache?
They have a big Czech population or something over there, or they did at some point.
Oh, hang on. What is it? What
summer work?
Describe what that is.
There's multiple things. One is like a Danish, right? It's got food in
I know what you're talking about.
And then one has a hot dog in it, like a fucking pigs on a blanket.
What if you would just order them and just tell them to give you variety, and you don't know if you're going to get like a cream puff or a glizzy down your throat?
Yeah,
Joey Chestnut.
And they love, dude. Texans love the fucking donuts.
Really?
I didn't see no fucking Dunkins there, but there's a mom and pop store.
Californians too, I might add.
The mom and pop fucking donut every other fucking
Sunrise
street.
Donuts.
Dude, you don't know until you're like, is the East Coast more chain oriented?
I don't know.
It's population density is what it boils down to.
Because like I like you, I was shocked at how many independent Joe's donuts.
How many people are
Chris's
eating donuts though? How many people are fucking eating donuts to support all those? I'm like, is this just money laundering?
And how the fuck are they getting away with it? I feel like I eat one donut, I'm 300 pounds.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of it is people like getting a dozen donuts to take to the office, or I'm going to go see this customer and I'm going to take them donuts.
Make a good impression.
Yeah,
but like, how many donut places can that support?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll tell you, some of the best donuts I've ever had was a little shitbird place in Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Donuts and fucking car washes. I ain't never seen so many car washes in my life either.
The car culture in Texas.
Car culture in Texas is something completely different. I mean, in Alabama, it's there is a car culture here, but honestly,
it's different.
It's the weather keeps people from being more involved in the car culture, I think, because you don't want like some very expensive undercarriage car.
Yeah, car culture. That every time I see, I don't know shit. I've never been to Texas, but every time I see a Ravity in Texas, they obviously take it serious.
Yeah. It don't fucking matter how fucking low your car sit in Texas. It's fucking flat.
That's right. Yeah,
it's just got skis on it.
That's right.
It could. It fucking could.
Did you go see Paul Wall and get a grill while you were there? What city were you in?
Austin.
Oh,
so two things. If you came back with a grill, I would be beside myself. I'd be so happy for you. If you came back with a grill and it had no fangs, I'd be instantly disappointed.
Yeah, gotta have the fangs.
Are they even popular still? I thought it was like a 90s
thing. The fangs aren't.
It's all coming back.
Because of Wu-Tang, I would still be disappointed.
There's a song about them.
Still?
Smile for me.
Yeah, they have fronts now, but they're all like just like some of them are permanent now.
Yeah, well, some
I didn't
people
even know
have
people
like
still have. I thought they were like. I thought they were like fucking tribal armband tattoos. They were fucking gone in the 90s.
No.
Don't make fun of Goldberg.
They're like their teeth now.
No, yeah, I know.
Like that shit is that like because I'll be honest with you, I have a pair of fronts.
I do too.
But that's
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They don't really fit anymore, but
and mine are like cut on these. They're full fangs.
Oh, I don't have fangs.
Yeah.
I just have my ups.
I got the real deals.
It's some middle of the mall shit I got.
You remember the Slav Navsha story? I told, like the Russian girl lived in my neighborhood. Casey, that's a tickle spot. It was her parents that made them for me. She was like, it was. I'm telling you, they were the real Russian deal. They had a jewelry store down off Lexington Market somewhere.
And do you keep that with your tracksuit?
So no, but I did have a velour suit. Don't fuck with me because I am legitimate. But like,
he's legitimate.
I mean, they did sell a Nietzsche and Rockaware in Alabama too.
Yeah,
so,
but not
we've
even,
all
but,
made mistakes.
But not even that. I mean, like, I told you when I went to see my mother's family one time, I had Timberlands on. They were like, "Oh, look whose son is bouted." You know, so like I had to get a velour suit just to like hang around with the guys from time to time. But like. but
that's what we need. Nerd rage tracksuits, probably velour embroidered.
Dude, can you imagine?
We need long sleeves both and short sleeves both. We need the short sleeve. Yeah, bro.
Let's get
on it. I know. Hey, where's
I still need to get those flags. There's people that keep hitting me up about those flags. Like, hey, any luck on the Nerd Rage flags?
What Nerd Rage flag?
We did some episode where I was like, look, if you would fly a Nerd Rage flag at your home, let me know. I'll buy it for you. And then it was a huge mistake.
Well, I know a guy who sells.
now you gotta make some fucking flags.
I know a guy in Alabama that sells Trump flags. Maybe he could help us out.
Oh, but dude, I'll have Nerd Rage flags 2024.
We'll just airbrush it on there.
Yeah, I saw a lot of giant. I wonder who manufactured them. I'm looking at them because of the flatness and the distance and perspective is fucked up. By the time I get up to them, I realize those flags are probably 4 to 5 stories in height and probably 6 stories in width. I'm like, who makes that?
There's that one on
fucking hoisted that shit up.
There's that one on 270 that's huge.
Yeah, but there's one. There's many. Also, in Tennessee, I think Tennessee still has billboards that says "We welcome President Trump."
Oh yeah,
I mean, like, you guys are a little late,
dude. Any place that has, well, I'll tell you, I saw a billboard that said it was stolen. They just said it was stolen, and it said Trump 2024. But I'll tell you, any place that has the Appalachian running through them, including Maryland, whenever they start getting sideways, I start keeping my distance.
Hey, listen, I had to go to Pennsylvania to buy foam. Yeah, I really did this week.
Wow.
And it took some interesting back roads to get where I needed to go, but this very nice manicured lawn, hedges trimmed, leveled off. Somebody had been out there with a laser level. It's not a flag. It's like one of those nice little wrought iron bent things. It's got a little, you can hang like a sign on it, fabric. It said Trump won. You know it. I know it.
Can I read you?
That's just like, they make fancy stuff for people.
There was something that hit my radar this week. Like recently, I saw because of the, he's got his house raided by the FBI.
Yep.
Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
What do you call your house, Joe? Did you have a name for your house, Joe? Mar-a-Lago's does not. Are you not supposed to name your house?
No, I don't have a name.
Okay.
The Dick Down Dorm. But like. That shit was rated, and then I saw a lot of tweets because that's where I go for my irrational news source.
Yeah. Not Reddit.
Yeah, but so Reddit I go for my lulls. Twitter I go for my let's see who's irrational about this.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of Republicans. Well, not Republicans. Uber conservatives, extreme folks saying defund the FBI, and I was like, man, look. How quickly
how the turntables
will shift their entire point of view based on their personal investment.
Yeah, but
it has nothing to do with their point of view. It has to do with their gang.
Yep.
You support the gang at all costs. So then I found this little quote because I'm not a flag carrying member, but if I were to align myself anywhere, it would be with this party, the Libertarian Party.
Correct. I agree.
A libertarian is someone who says you can be as liberal or conservative as you want to be. just don't force others to be like you.
That is literally my mantra.
That's it.
That's what me with everything, and like with religion, with any fucking thing.
Just leave me alone.
That shit tattooed on my back, man.
Just leave me alone. I mean, I don't need. I ended up in a political conversation with somebody with the work involved in my job, and I basically just finally shut him down. I'm like, look, and I basically said that little mantra there, something similar. I don't care what anybody does. If it doesn't bother me or my family, dude, you live your life.
Liberty. No, I'm going to say that. Liberty happened to me.
Liberty.
When I was down south talking to my dad, and like we were talking about he was reading some book, right? And it's a pretty like there's Muslim terrorists and there's this and there's all this sort of circulating.
There's a million books in the world. Why read that one?
I know, and it's fictional. I'm like, there's real ones you can read about that if you want to.
There's cool fictional things you can read about.
But I was like, he was like, well, and then they kidnapped the president, and then I was like, well, was it Biden? Because if it was Biden, he may have just walked into a cabinet and got lost, and he's not really kidnapped. You just got to go find him.
Right.
You know, and my dad laughed, right? And he's like, but you don't like such and such. And I was like, yes, Dad. Because there's things I like about Democrats and things I don't like. And there's things I like about Republicans and things I don't like. Mm-hmm. I'm not committed to any fucking cult.
Yep.
You know, I don't know. Continue.
Well, speaking of cults, a lot of religion billboards. They obviously have money to put that. So passed by several mega churches.
Oh, yeah.
And just random in the middle of the field. I don't think they're affiliated with any particular people in the land. It's just on a hill or like on the flats, just giant fucking like 7 to 8 story crosses, sometimes 3 of them side by side. Mm-hmm. Like, who has the money to put all this?
Well, Joe, there's hungry people in Texas, but they have those crosses.
Well, those are mostly Tennessee and Arkansas. I saw this.
Yeah.
There's a lot
you see them in Tennessee, a lot of them in Tennessee.
I'm like... But a flag I did like is a giant flag on this house. I guess they were having a cookout because the guy was grilling, and instead of having a garage door, he opened his garage door, but across the entire thing is a fucking Guy Fieri Flavor Town flag.
Yes,
Dude, I can get behind that shit.
Give that guy.
Have you ever seen that picture with him with a fucking gun in his mouth?
No.
I don't know if it's like photoshopped or if it was from something that he did, but it was like, before I go. And he has a gun in his mouth. Once again, we're not going to joke about suicide here, Joe. Mm-hmm. But he said, one last trip to Flavor Town. Oh,
God. But yeah, all the flag I saw, that one I could get behind.
Yeah.
Living his best life. I think that's the highlights of my trips, other than, specific things, but we don't need to get into that. Nerd shit. Oh, you got rid of Netflix.
I did.
Nice. But HBO Max isn't doing really good. It doesn't sound like.
Yeah, which is crazy. But I tell you,
always stand to HBO Max.
But here's the thing. We're gonna get into that. It's in the notes. But if HBO Max and Discovery Plus and all that shit rolls into one conglomerate, but they keep the content there,
that's fine.
I don't care. I don't care what you call it.
But they're canceling shit. No.
So they shelved Batgirl,
which is almost done.
Which was done.
It's done. Okay.
It'll come out somewhere at some point if it's done.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
New Mutants.
Yeah.
Batgirl is done by the same people that did Miss Marvel. Guess who shed no tears? This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. I mean, I'm not going to watch anyway. It's just about the fucking thing that they're
like. But I think
I thought they were untouchable at HBO Max. You guys, everyone I talked to make it sound like they're untouchable.
Well, because it's surprising. So
are they laying off people too?
Somebody sent no.
Discovery. What's happened is they bought this Warner and Discovery combined or whatever, and HBO's part of that. And they're taking away, like, I think TNT had some original programming, some shows. They've canceled all that.
All TNT guys wrestling, right?
The problem
is they do now, but that's kind of, I mean, it's threatened to, they could pull the plug on it if they decided they didn't want to renew the contract.
Billings sent me, I don't know how he got it, but I think it was through Reddit. But Billings sent me a breakdown of their like
who's there pronouns about
HBO.
There we go. Streaming services.
No, HBO, Discovery, Warner Brothers, that conglomerate.
Okay.
Of their like earnings reportings, like the shit that they went to the table with.
Yeah.
Oh, when they were doing the acquisition.
Yes. And I looked at it, and I'm not a smart guy, so I don't know everything that they're talking about. However, What I will say, and I just want to show you guys, just like I read this shit. I read it all.
You love numbers.
I love the idea of numbers. I don't understand them.
So that
they're much like dragons to me, Joe. I love them. I just don't understand them.
It looks like the PowerPoint presentation they probably showed.
Correct. What it seems like to me, as a complete mentally ridiculous person looking at this, is that Discovery Plus is looking at their shit across the board, and what they're seeing is everything that's oriented towards demographically men, adults, couples, blah blah blah, is performing at an acceptable level. But everything that is oriented or aimed at demographically, once again, Christopher, to women or young girls is performing at an astronomical level.
Okay.
So therefore, should we focus our efforts on that? So, like,
hang on, is that's Discovery saying that about their product?
Well, it's the conglomerate.
The conglomerate. Okay.
So what they're saying is, and I'm using, I don't know if these are the right shows and who owns what, but just to give an example. Yeah. So this show that I'm watching right now that I'm quite enjoying, The Anarchist, is performing right where they thought it would on HBO. Whereas this other show that's kind of a couple show and it's about such is performing about the same space. But The Kardashians is blowing the fucking roof off.
Well, obviously they bought that for a reason. I mean, because
I'm using the Kardashians arbitrarily.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
Doesn't everybody though, Bobby? Doesn't everybody?
Hey, shout out to Pete, man. Pete, can we make some more? Pete's in trauma therapy now. He's in trauma therapy.
Yeah, but you know what? He's got stand-up material for years. I mean, hey, listen, do it for the experience, if nothing else.
Let me say this: Pete is not in trauma therapy. Pete is a comedian. He's a strong-willed dude. He's a smart dude. He's a clever dude. He's a funny dude.
Yeah.
He's clever, smart, and funny enough to know that Kanye is a billionaire, and this will end in a lawsuit. That's my prediction.
Yeah. He's also stoned out of his mind all the time, so he may not even realize what's happening.
Wait. Me and my girl split up, and you got something to say about it? Funny thing about that, man, my feelings are hurt now, bro. Yeah. And I don't hate him for it.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, continue, Joe.
Fucking, speaking of Discovery, watched a lot of every fucking episode of Fortune Fired that was available up to date. I didn't know there was spin-off series.
Oh my gosh.
There's one where like it's just past winners who goes up against the judges, which is fucking fantastic.
You know what? I did catch a bit of that one night on TV, yeah.
But there was one episode where it made me think of you because there was a fucking WWE themed episode where the winner got a belt and fucking the Nature Boy was there hosting. Woo! 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 But yeah.
Woo, bad baby.
Ooh, I saw his last match.
Hey,
why is he still...
I bought Pop's last album.
Tomato.
But it was cool. I love that show. I fucking love it. I can watch that show. You just put one out every fucking day and I'll watch it.
You know, there's a place in our general area here that teaches lessons on that.
I know, but like I have too many hobbies already. I feel like Christopher was like, why don't you go? You start like, because as they're doing stuff, I'm making commentaries, and then the judge is making the same commentary. I'm like, I'm like that. I get into things.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to do.
Yeah, but like I don't have the fucking time because I got into fucking Blender. That's really
Blender. I thought you said blunder. I'm like, what's that?
You've been kicking ass in that shit.
Yeah, it looks good, man. I've messed around with one of those, a couple years ago, and I I got the concept. I
didn't.
Gonna have to. Are you using a pencil at all? Or are you just using your mouse? A pen.
No.
Tablet.
Like the way you want carpal tunnel? You get that in fucking 5 minutes if you try to scope with that shit. No, I have a
tablet.
I know. Display tablet.
Gotcha.
Tablet. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's like...
Well, we'll get really good, and I've got ideas.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I said it first, Joe.
Like I'm trading in drawing for that because it's the same space, but it still gets in the point of where like I feel like I can't balance between hobbies because they're all competing for the same amount of time that I have.
Bro, I know.
Like I'm 40K's been coming up. I've been fucking buying something like every week for 40K. It's just fucking sitting there. I haven't done 40K in the whole vacation, and it's as soon as
Are you trying a new thought at all, or are you just?
I mean, I'm just letting it go. I'm really into Blender right now, and I'm having good times. So let me just fucking focus on that and not let the other shit make it a bad time for me.
Is that a subscription for Blender?
It's free.
Is it free?
That's the fucking beauty of it.
I need to download that when I get home.
Keeps updating for free. I gave him like $50 as a donation.
Oh, well, I'll just get on it too then and say Joe paid for me.
Yeah, me too. Like, it's like $10 a pop plus bonus tip from Joe.
You don't have to. But like enough people love it. Like I guess enough people like me who like I want to support this. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know. There's times
I give Wikipedia money every year.
Yeah, me too. Like
really?
$30 or something.
$10, $15 or something.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, look,
that's something like you talking about. There's appreciation of content, right?
There's no ads.
Appreciation.
That's fair. I don't use Wikipedia a whole lot.
No. Like there are just certain things in the world where I think they deserve support.
I use Wikipedia a lot, and I think it's because I'm used to the format. I know anybody can go, but if I want to, like, I'm watching wrestling, I'm like, I'm going to look and see where this guy came from, and like, I can see everything he did and who his mom was.
All cited and mostly accurate. I don't know how to keep it accurate, but it's accurate.
Now I feel like I had to virtue as well as talk about virtues. I usually give, for the listeners, I have hundreds of dollars a year to fire departments, and police departments, and military people.
Sure.
And teachers. I've done it to teachers too, and nurses. I did it nurses during COVID.
Yeah, your proceeds to a lot of your merch, you donate.
Like, but a percentage.
Like you're not nonprofit.
Because another percentage is going to my feet.
That's right. Got to keep it icy.
I wish I had these Amiri slides when I went to fucking beach, or I wouldn't got these goddamn blisters on my feet. We'll talk about that in a minute. Go ahead.
My God.
But yeah, I cannot say good enough about Blender. It amplifies like all my skills in drawing and make them better, but anything that was weak at, it makes it worse. Because in a 2D drawing, a lot of times you can fake things, or you can just draw mist on feet, so you don't have to draw feet.
Let me see. Let me see if you know this. This is real 90s artist shit.
Okay.
When in doubt,
draw a pouch.
That's a good one.
That's pretty good.
That's a good one. Black it out. That was what I was told at a young age by people that drew. They're like, look, when you can't figure it out,
put in the
shadow the fuck out of it,
or mist, or something in the way.
When in doubt, black it out.
Is that why Hellboy looks that way?
I still do it to this day. Like if you see any drawing I've ever done and there's a large black chunk somewhere, you're like, I don't know, I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, so you can fake it on a drawing, right? Especially you only have one perspective. When you have a 360 on a fucking three-dimensional object, like, it's unforgiving. I can't fucking fake this.
It's unforgiving.
So I have to like start looking up. It's making me.
But that's impressive though, and how quickly that you grasped it, Joe. Like I'm in awe of it. Like I gave you some feedback.
I like better. Like, bro, I don't take constructive criticism badly.
But I'm in awe of how quickly you put your hands around that naked dude, so to speak.
That's a fair way to say
big, tall, white, naked dude.
And bald. It wasn't lost on me. I'm here. If you need me to model for you.
Why didn't Joe model his own self? Why didn't you do yourself?
I can't see myself. You can't use yourself.
Hey, I've seen Norman Rockwell. He had a mirror and a picture of himself, drawing himself.
Yeah. But it's making me, it's forcing me to be a better artist. I feel like my understanding of the human body in the past week has already increased tremendously from doing this. But you know what though is making me look at people weird, because now I see all the parts underneath, right? And like faces, dude, if you really look at it, faces are fucking weird.
Oh, they are.
Mm-hmm. Like even the most beautiful person in the world, but if you really break it down, it's fucking weird. Faces are. Anyway, you remember that one movie back in the 90s, Lord of Illusion, where everything's like when the truth is everyone's just a fucking bag of goo on the inside? Yeah. That's the point I'm getting to.
I follow this page on Instagram, and it's like animation. It's like anatomy for sculptors.
Yes, that's a great resource.
Yeah.
But
they always break it down into chunks and grids, and
and it's bone and muscles and then fat pads everywhere. Yeah. But anyway, I can't say good enough about it. All I look forward to now is like on my day off, I'm going to go sculpt some more. Fucking nerd shit wise, I sat and watched all of Spy Family in one sitting. I loved it. It's anime. I'm behind on this anime series. Spy Family.
Spy Kids.
No, Spy Kids is three movies of Spy Kids. I didn't see any of them.
That's live action, right?
It's Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Is that one of them?
Shark Boy and Lava Girl, but not the Shark Boy that was in TNA Wrestling.
I've seen one of them.
You look like you're drunk.
I seen I'm drunk. I've seen one of them.
It's a great and it's wholesome. Like it's family friendly completely. Like I assume probably Jane has probably already seen it, but it's
she loves it.
It's
that's why I took her to the Spy Museum. You see how I try to contribute, man?
Wow, is that why?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You should take her to the Civil War Medical Museum.
How about no?
What's funny is I took her to the Spy Museum and I was like, oh, she's into the Spy Kids and all this shit. You know what she did?
What?
She spent 20 minutes in the torture room reading every fucking placard. It's the only room she read all the placards of.
Nice.
Now, full disclosure, it's also the only room I read all the placards.
I mean, morbid shit is interesting, man.
I just want to say it.
Fair enough.
Like the guy who got kept in the box for a really fucking long time.
Dude,
I have nightmares about that.
29 hours. I couldn't be in there for 29 seconds.
Yeah.
And my box, so to speak, was oversized. It was sized
Was it like a box for me?
It was like a knockoff. It was a Jim Bow. It was a Jim Bow torture box.
Gotcha. Make a face. Whatever.
So I don't have to recommend it to her because I'm like, as usual, I watch things way past the hype. So I'm sure everyone who watch anime has already seen it, but if you haven't, highly recommend. It's really great. I look forward to season 2 in October. I watch all of Boga Booba.
Who?
Oh, yeah?
What'd you think? Oh, Booga Booba.
Booga Booba. The Mandalorian episodes were great.
Okay.
The Mandalorian aspects of the Boba episodes were great.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you mean the repositioning of Grogu? That's basically all that accomplished.
Yeah.
Like,
that
we
whole
fucked
bit
up
with the
here.
duel between him and the heavy Mandalorian, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole scene when they were on that
whole,
like space station or whatever, that was really cool.
Yeah, and like I get it. People were like, why would he still be in the cult? Bro, have you ever been in the cult or been brainwashed or been brought up in something that you have to fucking change your mind in your fucking teens or 20s and realize it's all a fucking fraud? Yeah, you don't get out of that immediately.
Did your parents raise you drinking Pepsi? I mean, it's that easy.
Did people were you raised on Belgian waffles and then one day you ate a real fucking waffle at Waffle House?
I had a real waffle somewhere. Oh, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. So I mean, it's old news now. But yeah, you'd have loved it.
But it's so, I don't know. I can't say I regret watching Booga Booba, but all the faults everyone said is exactly correct. I don't understand about those Power Ranger bikes. I don't understand about the whole fucking crew of like cyborg people. Trash. They don't need to exist. Riding a fucking Rancor is kind of cool, but like having
anything
Jabba's fucking palace be just completely devoid of life and just him and hers just sitting there. I'm like, what's the point?
Trash.
I don't know. A lot of it was just like really just empty in more ways than one. Watch another episode of Web of Make Believe. Was a documentary on just internet things in general that they were a big deal. One of the episodes were about the guy who got killed, who was part of like the Hillary email shit.
You see, she put out merch today.
Hillary Clinton did?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she put out merch today because of the FBI raids.
Oh gosh.
It was what about the emails? Now supposedly the proceeds go to some charity shit, but it's still fucking like, come on,
stupid.
Come on,
it's all fucking dumb.
Yeah.
But this episode is about neo-Nazi. There was this one girl who was like the head of some neo-Nazi thing during the whole.
Wouldn't it be great if neo-Nazis were like anti-Nazis, like they're like the new Nazis? They just stand for love.
It's like straight edge,
like trying to turn it around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
like
turn it around. But it's not. They just stick to the old tropes.
No, the old tropes. But she was talking about how she was like a normal, everyday person who like got slowly indoctrinated into it, became like the head of this thing. Remember the thing where the guy just ran through the crowd
as a woman?
No, the guy who drove.
You know what I'm saying? That this woman became the new head?
No, she's a big.
The neo-Nazis are getting loosey-goosey with the genders.
Well, she was promoting that women should be quiet and be, the whole fucking thing about
the reverse psychology.
Yes.
Get up to the top.
Yes.
Let's make some noise.
So it's a very interesting episode how like now she's out of it and there's a whole support program for people who got out of the Proud Boys and all that shit and trying to like live a regular life now, even though because no one wants to give them a chance because they were Nazis. Like known big Nazis who was promoting that white supremacy shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was interesting.
Nazis tend to promote white supremacy for what it's worth. It's kind of their bag.
Well, if you look back historically, you're correct.
That's kind of their angle. You know what I mean?
It's kind of been a running theme. It's on brand. I think on brand would be a great way to put that. Yeah. Yeah. Do neo-Nazis have like do they dress like the mutant leader or anything? Do they have neo-Nazi? Do they have like the little glasses? And
I told you, I've only
Rip
seen
and Dip, or what are those guys? It's not Rip and Dip.
I've only seen
Slice and Dice.
Slice and Dice. That's the mutants. Mutant Nazis.
Yeah, the mutant Nazis. Well, so that one girl's got the nipple covers.
Which is a bold choice.
It is a bold choice.
But you know what? To be fair, they've made a lot of bold choices.
So was dressing like a Hungarian woman.
Yeah,
so.
it's a very bold choice even to this day.
Culturally, it all checks out.
It does.
Like, it wasn't much a bold choice like maybe 3,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, but like in the last 200 years, it's pretty bold choice. Watch it, and I kind of like Indian the Bollywood actual Indian movies.
You like them?
Some of them.
They're awful.
They're
awful.
over the top and hilarious.
They're awful.
Have you tried to watch one?
So I watched, what was that one that was like I don't know, it was like the soft porn version of it.
Hello?
It was up for like
Caligula?
No, it was up for a whole bunch of it was up for like a whole bunch of Academy Awards.
No, I'm not talking about those, man. I'm talking about
but it was like the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon of Bollywood.
Okay.
Salig. Oh, come on, bro.
No, you come on.
Come on.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No idea. Me either.
Soundtrack's hard as fuck.
All I've watched is like action comedies, like over the top action comedies. And there's one called RRR.
What?
RRR is 3 R's.
Okay,
not 3 Ks, not 3 X's, 3 R's.
Okay,
it's fucking phenomenal.
Okay,
I loved it. I can't describe to you really what it is about.
Is there any known actors in it?
I mean, they're known in their...
Oh, this is the Bollywood. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But it's on Netflix, which Bobby can't partake of anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh, no.
Come on, man.
Dude,
give me some fucking love.
It's Bollywood.
It's got Bollywood tendencies.
It's got Indian people in it.
There's some musical numbers.
I don't know, man. I couldn't think of the name of that movie. All I remember is those guys were picking up shit for a living.
Bro, that shit was supposed to be serious drama.
It was serious, but they had some musical numbers that brought attention to the Bollywood scene.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those movies.
I don't know if I learned a stick of things about Bollywood when I watched that movie.
No.
And I saw that movie with the tiger in the boat. What's that about?
Life of Pi?
That one.
That's just Jungle Book, bro.
No, it's not. That's racist. You're racist.
I haven't seen neither movie.
Mogwai is a little cute little fella.
That was Asian.
I looked at you. I thought Mogwai.
Yeah, exactly.
Mowgli did not like tigers. Is what I was trying to get to. Mowgli did not like tigers, and tigers did not like Mowgli.
No. Fucking nerd rage. I missed this. But anyway, all I watch is I watch action comedies.
Okay.
On Netflix, and they're fucking great.
I canceled that.
Yeah.
We heard.
Did you cancel? Did they cancel you?
I canceled them and asked for a refund.
That's what you think.
I feel like I'm the guy without Facebook. I feel so good about it.
Make sure you tell everybody.
Yeah, I want to tell everybody about it. I want to tell everybody about it.
Can't wait.
Like, hey, do you have Facebook? Oh, I don't have Facebook. Sorry.
Oh, no, I had to get off there. And he comes back, it's Bobby and Laura Skullface. Oh, I wonder why they have a joint account now.
I'm still dealing with the fallout from that shit, Netflix shit, but it's okay. I will persevere. I promise you. She's like,
there'll be an account not under your name.
They're offering this deal now. I'm like, ain't that something?
How about that?
Before I left for vacation, we were still doing the Nick Cage run.
Okay.
We did Gone in 60 Seconds.
Nice.
It's great.
It's a good movie. I love it.
It's a great movie for what it was at its time.
It was.
I don't think it can come out now, but it was fun.
I didn't care for it at the time, to be honest with you. It's not my bag, though.
Yeah. It's a car.
I'm not into car movies, but like fun enough.
Oh, did you watch it in Tejas?
No. I did not.
Man. It was in the car scene. You'd have been like engrossing yourself in the culture.
I
I don't think they're that kind of car in Texas. All I saw was giant lifted trucks with giant wheels for no reason because it's fucking flat. It's fucking flat.
Flat.
And you probably
what are you off-roading to with a giant?
You probably saw some slabs.
They got those Lolos.
You probably saw some slabs with them swingers on it. You know, the wire rims that stick out that far.
Oh yeah,
and the trunks that raise up like this.
Yeah,
trunk pop game.
Yeah, you don't need to raise shit there. It's flat. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't. Whatever.
Well, the reason
they want to pay for gas, go ahead.
That's got to stimulate the economy.
Gas expensive as fuck. I don't know how they fucking gas in those shit.
You can't buy an abortion in Texas, so you spend the money on something else.
Well, the thing is about. I mean, honestly,
that was
Where
awful.
can you buy abortion nowadays?
About all this flat
who's
lands.
in the market for one?
Yes. What it do? I'm Paul Wall, the people's champ. Love that song.
It's a good one.
So yeah, that was good. If you want to watch another Nick Cage movie before he was like a caricature,
isn't that all of them?
it's questionable, right? Because there's varying degrees.
We're going to steal the Declaration.
Do you see Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent? Because that should
no, because it's not available anywhere yet. But I will. I won't buy it. But
it
was on the no. It isn't free. It isn't streaming on the service yet.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
I will.
Maybe I probably pirated it.
I will.
It was on the plane, but I didn't because I didn't have time to watch it, and I was like, that'll aggravate me that I didn't see the last 10 minutes of it or whatever.
Did anybody watch Prey?
I was just about to say
I watched it.
I want to. Don't spoil for me, dude. I've heard nothing but good things.
It's fucking
trash.
Of course you're gonna say. Of course you're gonna say it's trash. I don't care what he says about action movies anyway.
Dude, it is. It might be the second best Predator movie.
It's trash.
Really? I would.
Have you seen the first one with Arnold?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but dumber and with less ammunition and worse.
I think it's like almost a reboot, right? I assumed I would love it because of all the people whose opinion I trust about that franchise.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just it's the same movie. It's the same movie but with bows and arrows.
Yeah.
I mean, what else do you want them to do? A political thriller with predators?
You can. But the thing is, you can.
You could
talk about.
They don't
talk about it. That's the thing. Like whatever Aliens is, Predator needs.
I don't even think you can.
That's the problem. Predator doesn't have a movie to define it yet. Predator needs a movie to define the culture.
Bobby, write one. And then let's make it. Let's make it. We'll make it here.
It's so much easier to talk shit about it though from my basement.
This is true. This is true.
Yes.
This is true.
Yes, but I'm looking forward to it because I'm watching it as
enjoy
a cohesive action story.
It is a fun
action movie.
It is very fun.
Like, it reminded me so much of that Family Guy shit. You never seen a play? A play? Like a live play? You never seen? It's just like a movie, except longer and more expensive and worse. It's like that's how I felt about this. Like you never seen the original Predator?
Why did you even watch it? You don't even like that kind of movie.
No, what are you talking about? I love Predator. I love
just that one.
No, and Predator 2.
Yes.
And Predator 2.
And then
and Predators I think is okay.
Predator 2 is my favorite Predator movie.
The Aliens vs Predator movies I think are trash.
Yep.
And I haven't seen the one with the autistic predator or whatever that is. I don't know you know what I'm talking about?
No.
What? I don't know if the predator's autistic or the person that fights the predator's autistic, but somebody's autistic in that bitch.
Are they in Boston drawing pictures or are you?
You don't know what I'm talking about? It's the last Predator movie. It's like
okay.
Oh, The Last Predator, right? That's the name of it?
No, it's not called that.
Yeah, I think it's just The Predator.
Because there was another one after that.
There was Predators.
There was another one after that.
Predator. There was Chris Hansen Predator. There was
Predator.
There was Ice Cube. Wait, was he trying to catch the Predator?
Ice Cube Predator.
Motherfuck Billboard and the editor.
Dude, talk about
it. I am the Predator.
Ta-da. But I will say that like it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It just was. It was literally what people blame episode 7 for.
Mm-hmm.
It was that.
I don't think so.
With bows and arrows.
I don't know. I didn't get that vibe from it at all.
It's the same movie. It's the same movie.
It's all the same. There's like 7 stories.
That's my point.
So they should have picked another one of the 7 stories.
No, give me something new. Give me something new.
Okay.
But that's not a crazy. Is that crazy?
But Bobby,
is it crazy?
It's crazy for you. No, it's not crazy. It's not crazy for you to want. But I think your expectations that everything is going to be fucking fantastic.
No, not just fantastic. Like I don't think Predator 2 is fantastic.
I think it's great.
But even Predator,
I think it's fantastic.
So I think Predator 1 is fantastic. I think Predator 2 is good. But Predator 2 at least gives you something at the end.
Yeah.
That makes it like, oh shit. That's the real time where you get to. That's people don't want to talk about it, but we'll talk about it. It's okay. Predator 2 is the movie that actually says these guys go around and hunt things and have a like
the trophy case.
It does it in 10 minutes,
Yeah.
but it does it in a very okay to good average movie. It gives you this one little nugget that opens up the world to what those creatures are. This movie does nothing.
See,
it does nothing.
For me, it's like
You know nothing more about the Predators after watching this movie than you did before going in.
I'm too old for this shit.
I'm just saying.
I mean, right, but I'm good with that because you know why? I'm gonna get Street Fighter 6 when it comes out, and it's the same game as Street Fighter 1.
Yeah, but it's a different.
No,
context.
it just looks better.
No,
No,
it's a different context. I want to get
No,
Mortal
it's
Kombat. I don't
left
need
to
anything
right,
new in
and
Mortal
you
Kombat,
gotta-
but I'm not going to sit down at a movie and I'll sit down. I love Mortal Kombat, but I watch the new Mortal Kombat movie and I'll be like, this is trash. Like this is not giving me anything. You know, it's the same thing. It's like you're talking about like the point of something, right? Like the point of a game is for the game to be enjoyable and an experience. You can. It doesn't matter what the story really is of Street Fighter. If the game is enjoyable to you and your friends and whatever, then,
I mean,
then it
that's
works.
a movie. That's a movie. What's movie? A lot of movies are to me.
For me, it's not.
Right. So like it's like watching.
Yeah,
It's almost like it's like watching sports, right? Like it's really the same shit over and over.
But at least you don't know who the fuck's gonna win between the Lakers. You don't know for sure.
I mean, I didn't know what.
You know what I'm saying? That's a good point, though, right? Like, so the Lakers and who the fuck's another team? Give me
The Celtics?
The Celtics. The Lakers and the Celtics square off tonight. Is basketball no March Madness? Right, it all ends in March.
What?
Let's pretend it. It's not. People are not playing basketball.
I'm with you. I'm with
right?
you, Bobby. I'm with you.
People are not playing basketball currently right now.
That is correct.
Okay, so let's pretend they are. You don't know
What are people playing right now? Baseball?
Baseball.
yeah, and I'm not a sports fan.
dumb.
I'm not a sports fan.
Yeah.
But if the Celtics and the Lakers play tonight, you don't know who's gonna win.
Sometimes you know exactly who's going to win.
Sometimes you can predict based on past, but you don't. There's always an element of chance up left, which is something I respect about sports. There's always it could go at the end of the day. It really could go either way.
Yeah, you can have an upset.
With this one, it's not that it's a bad movie. It's just it's nothing new. It's the same movie except with bows and arrows, and I prefer guns. It's like I'm gonna go to Games Workshop and they're like, "Do you want to get these guys? They have bows and arrows. Or you get these guys. They got fucking machine guns and fucking bolt pistols." I'm like, "I want the bolt pistol." Are you kidding me? Like,
Sure.
yeah, I've already got my bolt pistols.
Okay.
I rest my case.
It's great. Everyone loves it.
Joe, now that we're
I can't wait, but I can't. Dude, I don't know when I can watch it because usually Tuesdays are
Watch it
movie
on the
night.
way to work.
Look, Tuesdays. Let's talk about sacrifice, right? Tuesdays are movie nights. I would have been watching that shit tonight. And you know what? Next Tuesday would be movie night. We're not going to watch it. But you know what? I'll probably be here next Tuesday night.
That's
also.
right. Hey, I'm
Hopefully.
missing wrestling two weeks in a row for you guys.
Yeah.
That's a big point.
I'm missing a night with my wife, which I won't get until Thursday.
Yeah. Like, we don't get paid. Did people? Well, I guess the patrons.
$13 a month right now is what we're pulling it on our age. $13 a month. I'll split it with you guys if you want it. If you ever want it,
At
I'll
least
split it
no
with you.
one has so far been like, "Where's this guy?" or complaining. Right?
Just keep.
No, trust me. There's complaints.
Are there really?
Yeah, 100%.
Fucking really?
100%.
Man, thanks for not sharing with us
100%.
because I'd be like, motherfuckers, man.
100%. 100% there's no complaints.
That's enough for me. We've been here for like an hour.
Chris, how's your nerd week?
Man, let me tell you guys. Well, I watched this movie on Hulu. It's called Prey. It's about MC Hammer and that second album. All
Prey?
my life I wanted to make it to the
Let me
top.
tell you something. Prey by MC Hammer is better than that. It's better than that movie.
Well, Birds of Prey.
And you know what? Prey by MC Hammer is more of a different song and a risk for him.
You gotta play
than it
that.
has
You
been.
gotta play
Yeah.
it. You gotta play that while we're talking about this.
Then it has been. If you were talking about Predator as a franchise and what's a risk and what is kind of acceptable, if you talk about MC Hammer, Prey, it is more of a chance taken.
Ooh, it's not.
Who produced this?
Yeah, it's not the same song at all.
You know why? Because you can touch that.
Yikes!
And you can't. Like Mother Mary, you can't turn that mother out.
Yeah, just make sure it's soft and wet. Okay.
Oh wow!
And don't hurt him, please, Hammer.
What like?
Don't hurt him.
Just to guess, like outside of the movieverse, right? In real life, Predator needed a win. They needed something solid to like fucking be back on solid footing for the franchise, right? Because they've been on a bad fucking track. So
But
even
Predators was all right.
Oh, Bobby, here's a thought.
That was
Here's
a long
thought.
time ago.
Here's a thought.
Was it all that long ago?
Yeah.
But here's a thought, Bobby. What if?
Because the last one was terrible, and
Yes,
people
but I
didn't
think
look AVP.
wasn't Predators the one before that though?
Yeah, but that was like at least.
But that's not that bad. It's just one bad
Wasn't
one.
Lawrence
It's just one
Fishburne in
bad
there?
one.
Well, and how many runs?
and then
Of
all
seven
those, the
movies?
AVPs
All right,
were
so let's
trash.
talk about it. So,
AVPs were trash.
Agreed. So Predator 1 is good. We agree?
Yes.
Predator 2 is good. We agree?
Yes.
2 trash. The Aliens versus Predator. But
Yes.
some people like those.
I like those.
Okay, so
I know
there you
they're
go.
bad.
So
but I
I think the first 2 are good. The verses are trash. But then we get Predators. That's good.
I don't know how well it did though.
Okay, fair.
You know me?
and then we get the autistic one. I haven't watched that one.
I'm not. See, I haven't seen those two.
I haven't
that you
watched
got
that
your
one.
hand.
Predators is good.
Predators
Is
is
that the
good.
one with
good.
Lawrence Fishburne?
Yes,
in
it
it?
is.
That's
It
yeah,
is.
with
Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid
And-
cast.
and
Got an
that's
Asian
fine.
guy in it.
And then there's this one, and this one is just, it's fine. It's not bad.
Well, Bobby, here-
I say
hang on,
trash
hang-
because it's fun to say.
Yeah,
Hang
but
on.
no, but it puts it back on
gonna raise
solid
my hand.
footing. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. It puts it back in solid foot. You're making the point.
Launch to like to give people faith that something new can be good, right? Like they have to give you something like, look, I know it's the same, but look, we can make a good Predator movie, and then now that we're here, we can fucking go from. I'm just guessing.
So I don't disagree with you.
Because like last time they
But
tried
I
something
think-
new,
I
it was
think-
terrible.
But I think they could do something new that was still good and move past it without
But what
resetting
if?
it.
And believe me,
But it's old.
this is hypothetical.
Yeah.
What if there's people out there who have never seen that first movie?
That's what I'm saying. It's old as
I know.
fuck. This is like a,
It's
a,
old
a
as fuck.
soft
And
reboot.
look, it doesn't really say the movie is called Prey.
Yeah.
It's not called Predators Prey.
Right.
It's just Prey.
Fact.
So I think, Bobby, I'm not disagreeing with you. There's a lot of recycled themes.
Yeah. It's the same movie.
Like the whole movie.
It's a reskinned movie with
But-
better graphics. I assumed that
But-
was going to be the case, by the way.
I'd be an interesting thing to find out. I don't know if you could. It's like, hey, how many people watch this have never seen it?
Right, this could be their
and how many
first
people are like,
Predator.
oh, there's
So I agree,
there's more.
But I believe in people. Let me give my point.
I believe the children are the future.
I've never seen
Teach them
Alien.
well and let them lead the way.
I've never seen Alien, and I've seen Aliens, and I thought it was dope.
Okay, same.
That's my point.
And then I went back and watched Alien, and I love it. I like it.
Sure,
I like it more.
But that's my point. That's my point.
but that was
Is they don't-
closer in time, though, right? Because we're talking
Maybe,
about-
but what difference does it make? I've never seen it.
we're in our 40s. That's what's the difference.
It could have came out 30 years ago. It doesn't make any difference. I saw Aliens for the first time. It's my first introduction. It's the second film. It's totally different from Alien, and
Sure.
it's fucking good.
But
Right,
I'm
right.
saying, but they
So
already
you don't need to
they
ground
don't.
a new audience.
They don't. But if you already have a formula of knowing a movie that works, and you give it to a new audience that's never seen the old one, even though it's a rehash of the same shit, you can
Okay.
build your audience from there.
So then you have to give me this. If I go out and I give you that,
Yeah.
I'm willing to give you that.
Yeah.
You have to give me something.
Yeah.
Quid pro quo, Clarice. If the second one doesn't do anything for the franchise, you have to come back and tell me both are trash.
I can't say both are trash. I said they went
No,
nowhere.
you have to.
Well, how?
That's the rules. Them the rules.
You just
I don't
made
make
that
them.
rule.
I don't make them. No, I don't make them. That's the universe. I didn't say that. It's the universe.
Joe, I can't wait to hear what you think of this movie.
He's gonna fucking love it. Are you kidding me?
I know he's gonna love it.
Because it's fine. Y'all motherfuckers love some fine shit. I'm being honest with you.
I love a fine lady.
I won't disagree.
Hold on a second. All right, continue, Chris.
So, I believe last week, and listen, I need to talk about this for a minute.
Let's do it.
This recording schedule we've had on this show has destroyed my sense of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
I used to count weeks by this.
Yeah.
so the episode that came out last week, which
Did 2 weeks ago.
we did 2 weeks ago, but for some reason it didn't seem like that. But then I was thinking about my nerd week, and I'm like, well, shit, I have a whole weekend. My family went to Otakon.
Good times.
Yeah, they had a good time. They all did
There's a big convention.
They all did cosplay. Still masking at Otakon, which I thought was, I mean, it's fine, but it seems a little
I
odd
still have
at
the
this
mask
point.
at work.
Yeah.
One of my jobs, anyway.
Well, you work in the medical field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I helped Mason. I think I mentioned Chainsaw Man. We did the thing.
Yep.
It came out really good. Their costumes came out nice.
Love to hear it.
So I was home by myself that weekend. I got some.
You didn't go to Otakon? Missing out?
It's funny. So D Amazing Darius he works for an anime company, and he goes and does these shows. My kid saw him, and he hit me up and he said, "Why you hate anime?"
Yeah.
I said, "Man, I'm just old and trash."
Yeah. Hey, you got a composition notebook?
Yeah. No, that's fine. So that weekend was SummerSlam. SummerSlam was really good.
Good.
So Vince McMahon's completely gone from WWF now. WWE, Triple H. Well,
so I mean, he's not in the company at all. He's just getting paid.
Well, I mean, he's
still on payroll.
Still owns like 50-something% of the company.
Yeah, so he's still
he'll get his stock dividends, but he's not an employee. They fired a whole bunch of people, and
he's not. Well, yeah, he's still a majority stockholder,
right? But he's not
might as well be a fucking employee at that point.
The thing is with SEC filings, he can't go into he can't do anything. So.
He can be a shadow.
The product has changed already.
Can't, 4-letter word, my own.
The product has changed already, which is
the product has changed.
I ordered the Ric Flair's last.
Time to woo back.
Ric Flair's last match pay-per-view. Yep, there was a match. He wrestled and bled.
And he didn't die?
No, he didn't. I think that's mainly why people ordered it to see if
he died. It
was actually a pretty good show.
I mean, you can
overall.
at that age, you could just fucking die.
Yeah, or you could fall and break a hip or something.
That part.
Fall and can't get up.
That part.
So my car woes have been ongoing, as you guys know.
Correct.
Finally got the car back. So I drove it tonight. We got the Atlas back. They got all the recalls done, and it works, and there's no danger of anything catching on fire. Come to find out, literally, they shouldn't probably not even sold us the car because it had a short in it from the beginning.
Wow.
It has a subwoofer, and it would like cycle when you open the door sometimes.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm ahead. I've known people that have big boom stereos and shit like that would happen just because you wired it yourself into your just 87 S10 or whatever, right?
Yes.
So I was a little used to it. I did find out, Joe. I don't know if you know this. Do you know what kind of cars that cowboys drive?
I was in Texas.
Did you see?
No.
Well, if they say Audi, partner, then. Then they're driving some German engineering there. It's been a while, Joe.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I think I also mentioned last week to you that our Keurig had gone out. Mm-hmm. So we got a new Keurig, and so Kelly had ordered it from Amazon. She's like, "Hey, this is going to come in after we leave to go to the convention. Do you think you can handle setting it up?" Is what she said to me.
Don't you just plug it in?
And that's what I said. I was like,
fill it with water.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I can handle this. So
I thought they would have a smart one where now you can just plug it into the hose of the kitchen and then we'll just run its own water.
Sync it with yourself.
Oh, they're smart, but not in the way you think. Hold on. So I get this machine set up, and it's got paperwork, and there's you can download this. You can download an app, and it can tell you brew this and put this in and make this different stuff. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I just want to make a cup of coffee. Well, I put the pot in, fill it with water, pull the lid down, and it makes me download the app to register the machine before I can make a cup.
Wow.
Fucking unbelievable, bro. Don't get me fucking started with these fucking... I just updated my fucking operating system recently, and I'm fucking furious. But continue.
God, you sound like such an old man, Bobby.
Well, you love your Apple. That's what's going to happen with your Apple, bro.
There was a QR code in the back, and you scan that, and it registers it for you. Which I'll be honest, was I ever going to register this for the free 2-year warranty? No, I was going to just use it till it crapped out. Speaking of crapped out, I'm pretty disappointed that Logitech makes such a crappy product that my $25 webcam only lasted 7 years. Can you believe? 7 years. I just can't believe a company. I'm so upset with that company that I bought a $70 one from them this time, so maybe I'll get 14 years out of it.
It'll probably actually half as long.
You probably.
That's how new technology works.
That's how
it works twice as good, half as long.
Dude, talk to me.
Video games.
Guess what's working fine? My fucking DVDs, Joseph.
Oh, that seems so cumbersome to have to drag that out.
Fucking Blu-ray player.
Working fine.
The one guy in the USA who has a Blu-ray player.
Will my PS5 play a Blu-ray? I don't even know.
Who uses disc anymore?
I don't know.
This guy.
Fucking yeah, people that don't want to fucking pay these people to have to use their shit to watch. I fucking bought it. I own it. I can watch whatever the fuck I want. I fucking had it with these motherfuckers, man.
Boy. Bobby, you aged 20 years while we were gone.
It's because it was hanging out with his dad.
That's what it is.
And I got to see Gary. He pissed me off, Bob, in a loving way.
So I played some video games. I played Stray.
The cat.
Which is the cat game.
The cat and the robots, my two favorite fucking things.
It's short. I think about 6 hours is all it took.
Yeah,
and it's pretty guided. I mean, there's some puzzles and stuff to do, but it pretty much tells you where to go. And it's a little open world, but it's so well done.
Story, yeah,
it's a great little story. I mean, I think it's like $30 for the game.
Exactly.
So it's definitely worth the money. You know, keep you entertained for.
You get to be a cat and talk to robots.
You get to be a cat, and there's a button you can press to meow.
Yeah, and you can go curl up in corners and
not as many corners as I wish you could, because I would have fallen asleep in some.
Man, y'all are so glad it's 2022 right now.
Cats feel the same way. There's never enough corners for them to lay around in.
Yeah.
If it was 1998, I'd let y'all have it.
I mean, we were playing Echo the Dolphin. Tell me the difference.
Yeah, getting loose though.
Getting loose? Oh my God. Shout out to oh God. Anyways. If you all ever hear me talk any sort of shit about the Nintendo company, I want you to remind me that the only thing I ever asked of them, they've given me.
Oh, what is it?
And that's Mario Kart DLC. Because the 8 new tracks came out last week, and I have played those. I have played those so many times already. It's crazy.
Mario Kart and Smash is like what's sustaining the entire fucking company.
No doubt.
Yeah, and it's a shame because they have great properties.
I think it's
right.
Because
like,
I think the Zelda games are pretty highly regarded.
Mario, but they haven't done one in forever.
Yeah, I mean,
it's Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong. Castlevania.
That's
like kind of
Castlevania's a Konami game.
I know, but like
they had it.
It's exactly Mega Man. Like that's and I know this Capcom, but like that's what Nintendo is kind of
but they lost a lot of that shit because
they can still fuck with it.
They lost Final Fantasy. They were the premier Final Fantasy.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
No, it's because the company.
But they can still fuck with all those other ones hard if they want to. I feel like they don't want to budge. Nintendo.
That's the problem. They're old and set in their ways. Just you knew that from N64 when they fucking still went with the cartridge.
Yeah,
they refused to fucking move on with the times as a company. I don't know if it's. A lot of people say it's Japanese.
N64 was amazing.
She was dope though.
It didn't beat the PlayStation in the long run to me. They got a handful of
not in the long run.
They have a handful of good games. PlayStation is considered a better system if you don't just put in the GoldenEye and whatever and Mario 64. Those are the fucking games.
WCW Revenge.
They have a couple games that holds up the entire
PlayStation 4 that I can only put 5 games.
You don't play games anymore, bro.
Because it's so frustrating.
Guys,
you got to get a disc.
No,
you got to put it in the machine, Joe.
No, that's the easy part, Christopher. The hard part is that they say, "Oh no, you can only have 5 games on here."
Oh, it's not our fault. You bought the cheap hard drive.
Delete which games you want. What the fuck do
You keep them. You still have them in your library.
You just download them.
You got to get them all over again. They're not in there anymore. They're gone. You got to reinstall the whole thing.
Yeah,
you don't have to. Yeah, but what if I want to continue my progress somewhere and switch up another game?
You don't have to delete your save files. You can get an external hard drive, and also you can get a disc.
No, you do have to delete the save files.
You don't have to.
I think you're wrong.
So you can save the save files. You delete the operating or not the boot for the
exactly.
game.
Yeah, which is optional anyway to make it faster.
But it's just like you're trying to make the user experience less friendly. It's a less user friendly experience than just putting in a cartridge and pressing play. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I mean, I don't disagree with you.
But the fact is, how limited are you in the fucking cartridge?
Right, that's the thing.
And
how
also
much
space?
I don't feel very limited playing any Nintendo game right now.
I think as individual results may vary everything. I think you're kind of old and set in your way yourself.
Actually, I feel more limited playing a PlayStation game because I have to delete other PlayStation games. Whereas when I put in the new cartridge for the Nintendo game, I can just continue.
Okay, that's fair.
I think it's an individual results may vary kind of thing because I don't have that. I don't know how many people have that issue. Like, I don't think it's a majority of people.
I talk to most people that I talk to are like, dude, like it's just too frustrating. It's like if you're not constantly playing the machine, it's like, well, okay, I want to play this new game, but I gotta schedule it. I want to play it 3 days out from now because tomorrow I want to upload my system. I want to update it.
It's not that bad, bro.
Listen, I
think it's a perspective thing.
Like it's not me. It's not just me. It's a lot of people. A lot of people co-sign me.
So not enough of them to not be successful over Nintendo.
For sure, but I think there's a lot of kids with nothing to fucking do.
Here's my story. Here's my truth. I've been a Nintendo guy since Jump. That's pretty much all I've fucked with. I had a PS3 at one point in time, mainly because it was the cheapest way to get a Blu-ray player at one point in time. And I was in the film industry, you know the vibes. So I got this PS5, and is it a different customer experience than the Nintendo? Absolutely. But I know the content that I'm getting is worth the hassle. I mean,
you can't get a kind of content on Nintendo. You just fucking can't.
I don't know that I'm
but how many games do you have on
for
it?
this.
How many games are you playing on it? I feel like playing 5 games on it.
I'm willing to accept that.
My question is, what happens when you don't play the 8th game?
Then I delete probably the one I downloaded that I didn't like.
But what about
my kids downloaded?
Want to.
But
you want to keep Fortnite on there because your kid wanted to play it one fucking time?
Just like I did on the PlayStation 4.
Because like he played a game
where there was no problem.
He played a game for 200 hours and he was done with it.
The PlayStation 3.
And that's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not bouncing between 12 fucking games.
Yeah, exactly. Like once you play a game to completion and then you play it 200 hours of whatever the fuck, and then you're like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm not coming back to this for years.
I'm gonna play. Cyberpunk's got a new update coming by the end of the year, and I'm probably going to play that whole game again.
And also, also, all you need is a freaking hard drive. That's what you're arguing is about hard drive space. It's not a system itself. It's how much space you're limited to. I bought
the newest, biggest one at the time.
Yeah, you can just plug the bigger.
But the problem is, like, how many fucking PlayStation 4s do I need to buy?
Well, how often do you play a game?
And maybe I would play it more if it was more of a user friendly experience. Is my point.
The thing is, like, it's so. The storage takes so much space because these games are so fucking expansive.
They're so big. But Legend of Zelda is huge, and it's fine. I can just pop it out and pop it.
Yeah, it looks like shit.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It looks fucking beautiful.
Sure, if you say
it does. Find anybody to say that the last Legend of Zelda game for the.
But you're not comparing apples to apples. You're comparing Legend of Zelda to what?
To anything on PlayStation. I don't feel like anything that I play on PlayStation 4, to be fair, I don't feel like anything that I play on PlayStation looks that much better than when I'm playing on Legend of Zelda.
Have you played like The Quarry or fucking...
Oh, so I had to play specific games for it to be relevant?
It's just possible for these games to look...
So then make those the ones that I gotta fucking delete the shit for. Not the average ass shit that I'm buying, apparently.
I don't know. I think he's like out of his depth.
I don't know, man. Maybe
I just don't have that problem.
You know, like I spend fucking look. How much fucking money do you got to spend to these goddamn companies? Listen, this is a real fucking point.
I haven't.
So I got to spend.
Have a PlayStation 4.
So how much is the PlayStation 4 when it came out?
Let's just say
$500.
Okay, sure.
$500. I spent $500, and I can't have more than 8 games on it. Yo, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
I have a lot of games on my PlayStation.
I don't.
I don't know why.
I bought the Arkham. It wasn't even the first gen. It was the Arkham gen, which was like the next version of it, which was like supposed to be the best of the best. Joe, they tell you when you walk to the store, it's the best of the best.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. It's the best of the best. I don't have that many games. I don't buy that many games.
Yeah.
I can't get all my games on that fucking machine.
Yeah, that's a lot of data,
bro. Even when I switch out the discs. Dude, when I switch out the discs,
that's data in the disc that you're putting on the PlayStation to make it faster.
So what am I spending $400? Like you are not.
You're blowing my mind with your understanding of.
Because they're not offering. They're not offering a game. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how much the grass can move, bro. No. If the fucking game doesn't have a user friendly experience, yeah, well, fuck the technology. If it's not easy to use,
it's not for you.
Then it's not for me.
It's not for you. It's for everybody else.
Well, then fuck them too.
Fuck the rest of the world who is buying the shit using it.
So there's 8 new tracks in Mario Kart. It's a total of 16 they've done so far, and as they're new to this platform. So I don't know if you guys even are aware. There's a mobile game called Mario Kart Tour.
Yes.
and they've imported a lot of those courses to the Mario Kart 8 or whatever it is, the one that's on the Switch. And they're a lot of fun. They put Luigi's Pinball, which was like Kennedy's favorite track from Mushroom Gorge was on the Wii. They put that on
Mushroom Gorge.
Yeah. And
they know what they're doing when they name that shit.
The vibes. Hey, if you hit the blue mushroom, you get a glider. You're way up in the sky. Woo. So I have thoroughly enjoyed playing that. I watched a ton of stuff. I watched this documentary. It's about, I can't remember the name. It was about shipping containers. Well, no, it was about shipping containers. It was talking about. It
gave you the depth and wisdom make dioramas.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But it got into talking about the Norway's military and yeah, and their boats have on the side they've got like NSS whatever number, and then they have a barcode.
Yeah,
that's so they can Scandinavian.
Fucker.
Old class. That's an old classic right there. And I went in.
Joe, it's
That's
been
an
a
old
while.
classic, and I went in on it.
It's been a while.
Fuck you.
It's been a while.
All the shit that I like. Containers and fucking military shit and fucking boats.
Containers.
Bro.
You know how I like containers.
You know how we do.
I love containers. All my shit that I like comes in on containers.
It's true.
All my Module cases came in containers. All my statues came in containers.
I'm over here bouncing
goddamn
around.
Singapore. Where the fuck?
Tupperware. Some bunch of miniature containers.
Yeah.
What happened to the Tupperware party? Why don't you hear those vibes
with the little spirals on top? With the little... You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the lids with the circles.
Okay, got me.
Okay.
Everybody acts like I'm crazy. That's all right.
I remember that shit.
I'm here for it.
I remember.
I came to play tonight.
I thought Tupperware party was about dodos.
What?
Maybe.
That's an extinct species, I think.
All right, I watched a good bit of shit. As I might have mentioned, I watched the MC Hammer documentary Prey on Hulu.
Did you really?
Didn't really catch the vibes. It seemed more like a Predator movie to me.
I fell for that.
Yeah.
100%.
That's how
all
it
the
feels.
way in.
That's how it fucking feels, bro.
All the way in.
So
imagine
I hit
all the time.
I hit up, I think, almost all 1, 2, 3, 4. I hit up all the streaming services this past couple weeks.
Nice.
So I watched the Prey on Hulu. Today I actually watched Uncharted. It's on Netflix. Bobby. I don't know if you have that or not.
I canceled that.
So let's imagine.
What they brought a disc service back?
I don't have a Facebook.
Would you go in on it? If they brought a disc back?
Let me tell you something, Joe. When they got rid of the disc,
what if they brought it back?
It's when the whole company went wrong.
What if they're like, we're restructuring, we were wrong, we're gonna put the disc back? Are you gonna
Sign me up? Sign me up. You can admit when you're wrong. You're a bigger man.
So Uncharted is
with Tom Holland about the video game.
Holland and Marky Mark. Yeah.
How is it? How is it for a video game movie?
I honestly forgot it was even a video game movie because it isn't like they're trying to make it. It's Nathan
I mean, the game is like a movie.
Sure. It's a fun romp. It's Bobby. You'll hate it.
So
I'm not even gonna look at Bobby on a
so
movie.
So it's like it's
nobody is making eye contact with me at the table. I just want everybody.
It's just me and
I don't want to know.
You've been here the whole time. We haven't. So we're just talking.
It's
now.
very National Treasure Indiana
National
Jones.
Treasure.
It's got
with
some
Nick Cage.
Yeah. It's got some of those similar vibes. I mean, it's a proven formula, Joe. It seems like that's what they're doing nowadays.
It's the same story.
Yeah,
but
it's the same story. There's only like 7 stories. There's only like 7 stories in the world.
So does it make a track record of video game movies better?
Pick your feet up. There's a bunch of lemmings coming in.
I'm not even touching the floor. My feet are already up, bro.
Look out for the lemmings. All the lemmings.
Oh, yeah. The lemmings. Yeah, they'll fall right off the cliff.
Right.
Let me boot up my Apple TV.
Because we always talk about how always like video game movies is like cursed. There's no good ones, but sometimes there's good ones. So would you say this gives it honestly brings the average up? I didn't. Yeah, I guess so because I didn't even think about it being a video game movie because they did such a good job developing the characters. Did good, didn't it? Same movie.
Ladies and gentlemen,
same movie, but with a lady.
The bro fest right in front of my eyes.
There's less tits.
Bro fest 2022.
Yeah. So that was one thing I watched on Netflix.
Yo, Angelina Jolie is skinny as fucking gone in 60 seconds.
Yeah,
dude, yeah. She and it's gotten like I got news for you. It's gotten worse and worse over the.
I mean, like she does not.
Like I think she probably has some issues.
She's not in a prime anymore.
That bread shit.
Yeah. So I know there was a documentary about this, I believe, on HBO Max a while back. It was about Woodstock '99.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one on Netflix. There's one on Netflix. I'm waiting to watch that. So Bobby, it's on my queue.
Yeah, so it's on Netflix, Bobby. I don't know if you have that, but
no, I canceled that.
Oh, don't you like what the '99 documentary? Wouldn't you like to watch one?
No, it's too late.
So this was
I mean, you're missing out.
No,
you don't know what you're missing out.
I know exactly what I'm missing out.
There were very similar components to the other one, but they had other, like, Jonathan Davis from Korn.
Oh.
They talked to him and, yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Are you? I love that song. Yeah, that's a great album.
Yeah, it's a bad band with good songs. That's my opinion.
Bad band with good song. What do you mean?
It's not a great band, but with good songs.
It's just like everything, Joe.
Okay.
It's got some good parts.
That's everything, right?
It is everything. I actually had a conversation at the grocery store with the checkout kid, and me and Kelly were talking about something, and it wandered into anime and
Of course.
talking about everything.
You can talk to almost anybody.
Star Wars
anime
has good
nowadays.
parts. Yeah. So it's a 3 hour thing. Bobby.
Any virgin.
This is probably. Just kidding. They all work in the produce section at Safeway. So this one is called.
I don't know why it's so funny, but it's fucking hilarious. It's just like, dude, Bobby's stuck in a night.
That's a fact.
They keep the cucumbers cold. So it's called Trainwreck 99. It's fine. It was entertaining for 3 hours. I don't know that I got any more.
It's 3 hours.
It's 3 1 hour. Yeah, it's a limited.
Would you say it's too long?
Series. It's a limited.
Would you say it could have been in 1 hour?
So basically, they take.
I'm speaking as Bobby.
They like the first episode covers kind of like
just pretend I'm here.
The first episode talks about how they got here and the tie to the original one, and the plan to put it together. And then the second one is talking about like the Friday or everybody gets there and they're like, this is gonna be fucked up already. And then the second episode was like about Saturday, and it leaned a little bit into Sunday when they burned the place down. And then kind of I'll be honest with you, it seemed like the HBO one focused a lot on the sexual assault that was happening. And I'm not gonna say they mentioned it here, but it was almost like a side, like a footnote. It
a little later on the salt.
It wasn't. It was telling some other stories, but I did find after watching the HBO one, and I'm thinking, because this just came out.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, did you not watch that other one? And I don't know, maybe they were just trying to do something different.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bigger story than just that. Right?
Sure. And look, I can imagine like, hey, we're going to make a documentary about Fort, the place we go.
We don't go there.
I looked you in the eyes for that one, Bobby. For Armistead. We decide we're going to do a documentary.
That place we went once.
We're going to do a documentary about that, and then we find out then we find out Joe's already done a documentary. We're like, well, fuck, we're halfway done with ours. I guess we'll finish it.
Yeah,
it's probably the vibe. Yeah. I watched Lightyear on Disney Plus.
How was that?
Man,
is it disappointing? A lot of people said it was disappointing.
It's not. It kind of.
It looks great.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Makes me want to watch it.
Yeah. It looks fantastic, but there's one part of it that's like, and I have a hard time thinking they targeted this towards kids. And I'll just tell you this one.
I don't think it was targeted towards kids, right? I'm thinking it's for people who watch Toy Story.
I think it's the wide net.
Maybe. I mean, at the beginning it says, Andy watched a movie about space that led to Toy Story. He's like, this is that movie. There's one part in it that's really deep, and it kind of messed with me a little bit. You guys obviously have seen Interstellar.
Yes.
Fantastic fucking film.
Yes.
So that when they're on the one planet, is it like every 7 seconds it's a year back home?
Right. So, dude, I just saw some meme on that. I hate to interrupt, but like the score that Hans Zimmer did has a particular tick in it that happens like every so many seconds, and every tick represents a year.
Yeah.
Dude, can we make some noise for Hans Zimmer for this?
We've made enough and can never make enough noise for Hans Zimmer.
That motherfucker's on some. He's the John Zimmer. He's like John Williams of the next generation.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's okay. Long story short, they're somewhere. They're trying to get somewhere else. Buzz is the one going out trying to get there, and every time he leaves, it's 4 years.
Okay.
And it
is a little tongue in cheek at least. No,
it seems like a serious movie.
That's a bummer because if they leaned into it a bit, it could be fun. And
there's no.
I don't think this is a fun movie.
There's no. I mean, there's a sidekick cat that's more of a complicated story.
I think if you want, like, okay, so Buzz Lightyear in the Toy Story is a toy who thinks he's the.
I'm ready for the deep dive. Let's do it.
Buzz Lightyear,
who thinks he is the character that he's based off of.
Yes,
the toy is based off.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that show exists as a cartoon form. You can watch that.
Yes.
Yeah. So we don't need this movie. That's what I'm saying.
unless it's like he was playing a part in that, and now is the real.
Bro, mind blown.
So I'm going to tell you something that happened on wrestling this week because I just thought of that, the storytelling. So they're doing like a backstage interview, and in the background you can see all this commotion and all these people, like security guards, start running through. Whatever, yeah, and it's like nothing. You don't think. The next scene you see, there's like these guys, police officers, like looking at this car in the background of another interview. And then the very end of the show, there's this guy that. They're hiring back a bunch of people that got fired because the whole leadership's changed. And this dude's like in the crowd, but they don't sell it like, oh my God, it's Dexter Loomis. They're like, what's going on? Because, you know, if like there's a fight in the crowd, they don't call attention. They kind of did it like that. I'm like, that's some pretty fucking good, because it's not like, you know, wrestling's normally like, boom, here's everything. And it was just so fucking subtle. It's like, wow, you weren't expecting that. All right. So I watched on Amazon a movie called The Gray Man. It's got
is that Amazon or is that
it's on Prime. It's on Prime, I'm almost positive.
Okay.
It's got Chris Evans in it. He's a villain and he's fucking great. And the other actor is escaping me.
Not Cyberpunk. Fucking.
I know his career hasn't really taken off after
Blade Runner,
but he's a pretty good actor.
Who's that?
Chris Evans.
No, he's good. He's been in a lot of things already. Like,
but it hasn't nothing really blown up.
Is it Ryan Gosling?
I fucking love. Yeah,
I love the one where he was like taking care of somebody else's kid or something.
Yeah. So he hasn't. I mean, I'll be honest with
you. Fucking Human Torch, bro.
He hasn't done a lot, and I don't. You know how much money those guys got paid to do those Marvel movies? Like, it's insane how, like, the last
one
couple
was enough for like
$50 million for the last two movies.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't ever have to do anything.
No,
right.
I mean, that's
you can just do art pieces for the rest of your life.
Like Robert Downey Jr. can do Dr. Dolittle, and he's like,
I mean, he was great in fucking Sherlock Holmes.
In Dreams. You ever see that?
Have you seen?
Have you seen
Adam McBeal?
Dancing Baby. Remember
have you seen In Dreams?
No,
it's a psychological thriller. I think you dig it.
Is that the one with Robin Williams?
No, that's What Dream May Come.
Yeah.
That's a
beautiful movie. Yeah. But In Dreams, it's right up your alley.
What about A Scan of the Darkly?
I haven't seen it.
With is Keanu, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I know that one. So What We Do in the Shadows is on season 4.
Vampires.
Oh, God, it is that show.
You almost got spat on, Chris.
It's all right. Wouldn't be the first time. I didn't have to pay for that. That show is just incredible. I mean, it is so well written and it's so well acted. And right now, so have you guys ever seen it at all? So it's like, I think it's
just like The Office, right?
Well, it's 3 vampires, and then there's this other guy. He's an energy vampire. He's just super
you told us about that. He drains the energy out of you.
It sounds like The Office, but with vampires.
It kind of is. They do that, you know, talking head to the camera thing, which
I like the concept.
Yeah,
I do too.
What's it on? It's on FX. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah, you should check it out. I think that this is season 4, but they're only like 8 or 10 episode seasons. They're not super long. And they're familiar Guillermo is his name. He's actually a vampire hunter, and they don't know it. So it's another twist.
Van Helsing?
Close. So Colin Robinson's the guy's name, the super boring dude. So I don't remember how, but he got killed in the last season, and like this baby jumped out of his chest once he died, and it looks just like him, but it's just like, you know, a 7-8-year-old that's aging at some disproportionate, and they're trying not to make him boring, but he's like, the kid somehow gotten super into musical theater and knows like the ins and outs of who sang what song in the 1946 and the key grip. So he's going to end up being boring.
Sounds amazing.
So I've been working on a new diorama project. I kind of showed you guys.
Looks fantastic so far.
Yes, it looks better now.
Fantastic.
It always looks better.
But
it's needed something like this, something with like vertical dimension.
Yeah. So there will be accompanying pieces, but who we're talking about, there might be something wrong with some of us. I have a defect in my brain because I built that 5 times before I was happy.
Wow.
And you know what I changed on the last couple? Pretty much nothing, because I talked myself out of changing what I changed, because
I get
nobody will fucking ever notice.
I do the same thing with all my fucking projects. Do you know how many times I make the same stroke on a drawing? I can make the same stroke like literally over 100 times.
And then
still
go
not
back, happy with it.
Not happy with it, and then go back to the original one. Yeah. 100 strokes ago. Did you want me to give you that 3D printer to add to your fleet?
I mean, we can do that if you want.
I have it. I'll bring it over, or you can come grab it.
That's or I'll get it next week. It's fine. We'll make better plans. The last thing is on your recommendation. I took Bobby's recommendation. What's the timestamp?
Oh my God!
I took Bobby's recommendation
right now.
Yeah, and I've been watching The Anarchists.
And
it sounds really interesting.
It's really good. It's really good, but I think at the end it probably could have been like 3 episodes.
Agreed.
Was it on Netflix? Was it on Netflix?
No, but
it's on Max.
It's a fucking. That's the real pandemic, Joe. It's infecting other places. And but yeah, like I watched. Have you watched the latest episode?
Yeah, I'm up to. So there's 4 so far, right?
Dude, this latest episode, literally, the only thing they needed to say was
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. There was like 2 things. There was one that was like, I don't even know. They're so mundane. But like, I was like, I looked at Laura after we finished. I was like, good episode. But literally, I only need this episode to be 10 minutes long.
Well, I mean, the guy got killed, and then the fallout of that at the attendance, and that's kind of was the whole point.
But it was
of
like it was like whether or not they scattered the ashes, like 0.1, and then like the dude Nate. You know, is upset with the other anarchists. It's like 0.2. It's like, but you could have condensed that whole episode into 10 minutes.
But then in that episode, you know, the couple that was like running it that they had pushed out in season 3.
Nate.
No, is that the Nate guy?
Yeah. Nate,
okay.
Nate TF.
And then
NTF. It's like bring back Nate or whatever.
The blonde-headed wife. Yeah.
Who can still get it.
Oh yeah.
God, boy.
Yeah. I have a feeling she's been in way too many hot tubs, but we'll let that ride. I don't know. It's just I'm interested to see where it goes. I mean, and my problem with this, and I've done good so far, is I like to Google stuff and find out, you know, this. But I'm trying to leave it alone because I you know.
Well, I'd be interested in your research when you make.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, it's going to be breaking edge.
Because I mean,
like cutting edge.
There's
research.
obviously a lot. Oh, and the dude that Paul killed himself.
Yeah,
that's like the other big point of that episode.
Right.
You know, and that's it. Like, and it could have been 10 minutes. Could have been 10 minutes.
But they've done a good job with the cliffhanger bit.
The finale is the next episode.
Oh, is that it? There's only 5 episodes. Six. Yeah. No, wait, hang on then. Maybe I haven't seen. I looked today and it said it was on.
Yeah, 6.
You don't know what time it is anymore, Chris.
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Time is just a vacuum that I live in. Bobby, how was your nerd?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
No, it's been bad, obviously. Get ready for it.
All right, so one thing I want to say before I left for South Carolina.
Come on and raise up.
It was my baby's birthday.
Yes.
So she turned 6.
Wow. I can't believe she's 6. What the fuck? Hello? 6?
So she has a friend.
Fuck.
A real friend or imaginary?
A real one. For better or worse. That lives in the neighborhood. Nice, sweet girl.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when I said that there was a kid on her bus that like pointed to her dad across my baby's face, and my baby smacked her hands like, "Get your hand out of my face! Like, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck do you think this is?" You know. So they became friends.
Nice.
The father is a very timid man, and he said, "Look," he came to me shaking.
No.
And he was like, I can bring her to the party, but I can't bring her home. Is there any way? And I was like, yeah, we'll bring her home. You live in the neighborhood. We'll just bring her back to the house, and my kids will walk her home.
Yeah.
This kid is uber religious.
The kid
from an uber religious family.
The kid is religious?
It's all weird. Part of the sauce.
I got you.
Right, that she's been brewed in. I say,
indoctrinated.
We're driving home, and I'm like, you know, and what the factual problem is with the, you know, like I'm on that time.
You're trying to tuck it in, right?
My wife says to Selena, because Selena's like, I'm putting this sticker on my. Selena's into this show. It's like it's a cat. Selena loves cats.
Yeah,
it's this long ass, weird ass looking cat. It's a weird, strange looking cat. I don't know what the name of it is. It's a strange cat. And she's like, I'm gonna put that on my water bottle. And Laura was like, no, you're not. And she's like, why not? And she's like, that fucking weird ass cat. And I was like, whoa. Like,
Oh man!
And Laura's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Nice shooting, Tex. Like, God bless. Like this fucking kid, relax." Back to down.
Of all things, Bobby,
back it down a little bit.
You
were the one who would.
Yeah, I'm the one.
Wow.
I'm the one with reserve. You know,
she's never gonna live this down. By the way,
I try to tell him.
She's gonna bring it up every time.
Mind Over Murder.
Okay,
it's a 6-part, I think, documentary series on HBO Max.
I saw it. I didn't look at it any further than that.
Fantastic.
What's it about?
So I'm glad you asked, Joe. There was a murder in Nebraska, a murder and a rape of a 68-year-old woman in Beatrice, or as they call it, Beatrice, Nebraska. And
tracks?
100%.
All tracks. So far.
Yeah, 100%. So there's I don't want to give away the ending, but there's a discrepancy between the sheriff's office and the police of the jurisdiction.
Okay.
And one of the members gets a little bit kind of he's going to take control of the situation.
Members of what? Of the police force?
So I think he's of the sheriff's office.
The sheriff's office.
Like now I'm getting blurry on it. And he's in a bit of a competition with the other jurisdictional.
The classic. It's never good for the case.
He basically brings in a bunch of fucking simpletons and manipulates them to a point where they fucking think they murdered and raped this woman.
Oh, jeez.
And they send these 6 people away to prison.
6 people?
That's a lot. 6 people. 2 women.
Was there any DNA involved?
It was before DNA.
Oh, this is
a while back.
It was like in the 80s. And then this other person kind of steps up and is like, you know what? Maybe we should look into this a bit. And she starts DNA testing and the whole thing goes awry. But like one of the 6 who was not there, like clearly was not there. There's like zero DNA evidence to suggest he was there at all. There's like alibis set up by other people. Like, no, she was over there. I was
hanging out with him.
I was playing backgammon.
We were huffing paint. Come on.
She was such a simpleton. She swears she was there still. She's like, no, I'm pretty sure I was. I mean, they told me. I'm like, good. Like, it's
that's sad.
It's fascinating.
I mean, there are. I mean,
as a psychological study, it's amazing.
You can't. I mean, brainwashing is something you can make people like because memory's malleable, and especially if your IQ is low enough, like you can't be made to fucking say anything.
Yeah,
that's fucking sad. Like To Make a Murder was like similar premise, right? Of something that.
Yeah, I mean, it manipulating.
Yeah. 100%.
Someone who was like
definitely reminded me of that.
It's taken advantage of.
And there's people like the documentary filmmakers. While they were filming it, they decided to put on a play locally in the city to retell the story. And like this city's been torn apart for years, whether people believe in this story or that story or whatever the case may be, because these people are like, DNA testing came out. It was a whole controversy for the town, right? Yeah. Probably the biggest controversy this town has had.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a fucking huge deal.
And they put on this play. And even like the family members of the deceased grandma, like are like, man, like I don't know anymore, man. And like you get to see them kind of start working it out and shit. And it's just like an interesting look at human psychology.
I mean, because when you're grieving, you want to be able to just place a blame. It's easier 100%, that way. Like you're willing to bench it, be like, yeah,
100%,
just for your own closure.
So I definitely recommend that anybody that has HBO Max check it out. It's called Mind Over Murder, I think.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
So one other thing, the dog thing, still in the ether, right? And we start talking about dog names. Like,
you got rid of Netflix, you better get a dog now.
What would name a dog, right?
Damn, $10 a month or
one name came up and nobody liked it. It wasn't my name. I can't remember what it was.
Biscuit.
Long
actually,
cat.
Biscuit, as you laugh, it came up.
It should have. That's a damn good dog name.
So somebody was like, well, that's a trash name. And then Selena said, you might as well call it Gina.
What?
Why?
Just not vagina. Just Gina.
Is this a female dog you're going to get?
Oh, yeah. There's one dick in the home. It's God's rules. I didn't make it. Like God had a plan for this
God
house.
definitely, Joe, that was God.
God had a plan for that.
Hey, listen, you got to follow all the rules.
Yeah,
not just the ones you want. It's not how it works.
So then Leia says, "Yeah, Gina or penis." And then,
oh my God,
you're fucking kids, man.
So then me and Laura and Jaina all look at her crazy, right? And she's like, "What? It's not that I love penises."
Wait, which one was this?
Leia.
What does she know that is?
Oh, man, God damn it. I told you, she's the one I got to watch out for.
How does I'm so confused. I'm making a Jackie Chan face and I made
So the other thing is, I bought a Kotobukiya Bashojo Psylocke off of eBay.
Oh, do you go? You find it?
Hold on.
Okay.
And this shit came with no box.
Oh, loosey goosey.
And I was like,
Did you know it was no box?
I'm not sure if I knew it was no box.
Okay.
But I think when I checked the description, it said no box.
Okay.
But I'm looking at it, and there's some shit that's inconsistent with the normal status of today's Kotobukiya Bashojo. But I also know that this is from years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm being
It's
level.
different. The line completely changed.
I'm being level-headed about it.
Yeah. It's a different scale altogether.
And I'm like,
is that it right there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things that turn me up.
You got your antlers on.
One is it's made in China.
Okay.
And it's a Kotobukiya. It's a Japanese company.
Okay.
The second thing is that there's a screw, capital S, that connects the plate of the base into the foot of the figure.
Okay.
Which I have never seen before.
Me either.
So I was like, spider sense or tingling. So I hit up Joe, my friend, who I know has a lot of Kotobukiyas.
And you snuck in his house.
And I was like, would it be okay if I came in when they went in and checked out your... And he was, yeah, absolutely. And I went in. I know where his Kotos are. So I was like...
Listen to the lingo.
Yeah, you know...
We'll break it down.
Oh, where was it? And I was like, okay, he doesn't have her. I thought he had her, but he doesn't have her. No big deal. And I was like, yeah, it turns out you didn't have her. And he said, oh, no, I have her. She's in the office room. Oh, okay. So I went back
scale. You know how I am with scale.
100%. So I went back to the second day, pulled her out. Turns out yours, which I know is official, also made in China, also has the screw in the foot.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I didn't even know that.
So I was like, okay, cool, we're good. Because everything else looked right. It was just a couple warning signs.
So how old is that?
Very old.
Like
10 plus.
10 years?
Because it's before they got bigger.
Yeah. They're all the same scale now. This was when they were not a real full line yet. They were just one-offs.
So I had to deal with all that. That was a side note.
That's good. My collection could help.
Also,
Chris's collection could help.
I got something that I truly love.
Yeah,
Christopher. Also, my Thundercat shelf is complete.
Oh, look at that.
Is it complete though?
Well, minus Willy Cat and Wily Cat. If they ever make them, I'll get them.
That'll be an exclusive. Somebody will get it. Yeah.
And I got behind you an Iron Studios King Shark.
Dude, this Street Shark is awesome.
Oh, he comes off his base. Wow, that mouth is wet.
Isn't that awesome?
It's fucking great. I mean,
isn't that fucking great?
I mean, it was my favorite character in that goddamn movie anyway.
This is from Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I can't tell you how much joy that brought me. I was like...
It's a beefy unit, man.
Yeah, I was like, I love this thing.
It just makes me happy, man. He makes me happy. I don't know. Same with in the movie. When I saw him, I was just happy.
That's great. The boots even got weathering on it.
So then the last thing that I have before we move on. I went down real quick. Two things, I guess. I went down and spent the weekend with my father. I'm going to talk about this on Wine and Cheese more. I'm going to talk about this on Wine and Cheese more. But like, look, I wouldn't be who I am without my father. My father was an incredible father to me. He's earned every bit of relaxation and isolation that he's doing. He's earned it all. He's earned it all. I love him.
We know that.
He's never told me he loves me without me prompting that one time on Nerd Rage. I think it was episode 300.
Yes. Yeah, it was on.
Maybe
we have
200.
it recorded. You're gonna save that.
Yeah. Let me ask a question. Have you ever pondered the idea of while you love, respect, cherish, treasure, all of those things. I don't want to make it seem like I think the dude is like, you know what I mean? Like he's all those things to me. Have you ever stopped to ponder, do I like my parents?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have. I'll be honest with you, and that's over the past 3 years has changed for me to where that is something I have to think about more.
Yeah, I mean, that's a topic.
I think some of that stuff is the same forces that have shaped some opinions that my parents have now probably have shaped your father's opinions to a certain extent.
I mean, you also got to realize a couple of things. You also realize over the past 40 years you've been alive, he's been alive for those 40 years and has gone through changes. He's not the same guy today as he was 20 years ago, right? But also the topic of liking and loving someone is something I've had to think about, especially with exes before in my life. Like, you can love someone, but you don't have to like them and don't want to be with them. So,
yeah.
I mean, there was a time of question with my own parents, but then I realized, no, I do like them. There's just some things that everyone has faults, and you have to get over some of them. If you're not, then you stop having a relationship.
And I think part of loving somebody is being willing to, I mean, to a certain extent, looking at the other way.
Overlook, like realizing they're wrong, and then or whatever.
I'll tell you what my biggest issue was. Without getting too deep, I don't want to get too deep. And I know you got to eat dinner,
bro. I'm already here.
Fourth meal soon too.
I was there for 8 days. Mm-hmm. I love them. I love my father, and I'm really appreciative of his wife for taking care of him the way that she does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've always said that.
I've always said that.
Right?
Yeah.
And your kids got to spend time with him.
Yep.
They don't spend enough time with him before.
They talk about themselves the entire time.
I mean, is that abnormal?
So I don't know. Like,
I mean, we talk about ourselves.
At a certain point, they said, "Hey, we would really like to take Jaina out to lunch, just us three."
Okay,
and I was like, "Yeah, I'm with that." Like, take Jaina. Selena doesn't get shit in my house. Like, she's always ends up with the short end of the stick.
Middle child,
correct. So, like, we're like, please, we're gonna take Selena and Leia out, and we're gonna give Selena like the hard, like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? It's on you. We're like, you know, cool. So we gave them Jaina. We took Selena. We went to a place called I think Paul C recommended it to us. The Mellow Mushroom.
Oh, it's the shit, dude.
More mushrooms.
We have those.
I've never had it before
down south.
It's quite good. It's like a brick in your stomach.
It is.
But it's quite good.
It's what Joe,
mellow mushroom that ends up being a brick in your stomach.
Joe, it's not mellow at all.
Joe, it's like brick oven pizza. And they have a bunch of crazy pizzas. I'm sure Bobby had the very best pepperoni.
That's what it is, pizza. Okay, I'm just...
It was quite good. It was quite good.
I'm just trying to imagine what this was.
But and they lean into the mushroom element heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very head shop vibe in there.
Very. Anyway, I get back with Jaina and I'm like, hey, how was it? She's like, well, you know, they talked a lot about, you know, the garden, and it's like, well, did they talk to you about you at all? I'm like, nah, not really. I'm like, man, come on.
Then why did they want to?
Come on.
What was the point of the exercise?
You had 2 hours with her alone, and you didn't try to engage with her at all. It was just like, and I can make excuses to the cows come home. I mean, like they're old, they're grown, they
just don't know how.
Yeah, right? All that. I can go.
Yeah.
Like, you had the chance, right? You had it, and you let it go, which bothers me. Now, there's one other thing I want to talk about real quick before I get into my last note, which is, I had a couple dreams when I was down there, some very visceral dreams. Mm-hmm. One was a memory that I haven't thought about in years, but it was with my uncle, my father's sister's husband.
Okay.
And he was living with my father's sister. They were married.
Okay.
With my grandma. Okay. And I got into a beef with him.
I think I remember you mentioning that at some point. What was his name?
John.
Okay.
And I got into a beef with him. I had a dream about that moment. Reliving it. And I could feel myself again at 17. And it was strange. And it was very familiar.
Did you grab your dick? Okay. Did you say of course?
I said, what'd you say?
I said, did you grab your dick?
I didn't. But it was very familiar and yet foreign.
It's like almost out-of-body experience, kind of?
Yes. And that person was so angry.
Yeah.
So angry. You know, like,
I mean, are you surprised by that? Thinking back to that?
Yes, well, because in my mind, when I think back on myself as a young person, I don't think of myself as a person, as an angry person.
I mean, you talk about times when you be angry.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think of myself as like the class clown that had this temper.
Yeah.
But this person was very angry and had this like hair trigger. Whereas now, like this version of me now, like has like a safety and has all sorts of shit. You gotta disengage a whole bunch of shit. It's still ready to go, but you got to get through a couple steps now.
Palm recognition.
Yeah. And I was talking to Laura about it. I was like, man, this dream's fucking me up, you know. And I was telling her about it, and I was like, man, that dude was so fucking at me. He was so mad, you know. Like, and I don't think of myself that way. And I was like, why the fuck was he so mad, you know? And I'm talking to Laura about it for days. Well, another day comes up, and I have another dream, and maybe there's something in the universe. But I was
like that.
I was asking, like, why was I so angry? Right? Like, I don't. If that was a real embodiment of that time, and I don't know if it's God or the universe or what, but I had another dream, and in that dream, I was a child. And I was at my mother's house, and I was scared, you know, and I was running. And it was like these different scenarios kept popping up. And all of these scenarios, I was scared, and I was frightened, and I was running, and I was terrified. And I'd be at my father's house, which was a sanctuary of sorts. But my father didn't play any games. So, like, I wasn't allowed to cry. I wasn't allowed to show real emotion. And he was also like a strict kind of military sergeant type dude. So like it was scary also. Like
different kind of scary.
Yeah, different kind of scary. And this like epiphany came to me.
I dated a girl in high school named Epiphany.
I bet she worked that pole. You know, but I was like, fuck, man, like, you know, as a kid, and I don't think of myself as a scared kid. I think of myself as a hurt kid, but also as like a strong kid, a smart kid, and like not smart in school because I know it wasn't, but like
smart.
Yeah, but a funny kid and a social kid. But seeing it all in those ways, and I was like, fuck, man. I was like, you were a scared kid, and you didn't want to be scared, and you turned that into anything but fear, which was anger. So in that moment where I was facing off against my uncle again, my uncle's 40-some years old at that point. Strong dude, like work with his hands, like outside dude, like
us now.
You know, and yeah, and I'm 17. And there was zero fear in me. Zero. When I went to go talk to that dude at the movie theater with Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Some fear.
Yeah.
You know, when I saw that dude, I was like, this dude's a big dude. Like, this could be a long night. I've already committed. It's too late.
Yeah. You're not back down now.
But it could go either way.
Yeah.
That thought was absent in that kid's mind.
So that safety wasn't there.
Correct. But it was just something where I was like, man, like, it was an interesting moment that I chose to kind of isolate and look at and say, like, fuck, like, look how you adapted, you know. And I found that fascinating. So,
wow.
Off that, one other lighthearted thing, but also somewhat introspective. I got to thinking about that speech that Kylo Ren gives in the fucking throne room of Snoke, and with the fucking Jedi are dead, and the fucking Jedi are the Sith are dead. Like, fuck it all, burn it to the ground. It's time to start something new. Dude, is Kylo Ren the voice of Generation X? Think of the Jedi and the Sith of being like Republicans and Democrats and tired of the old ways, and
in general, just old institutions.
Good point.
Doesn't work out though.
Well, because the writers changed and the whole situation changed.
No, I mean, like in real life too, we haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, but we haven't tried either.
Until we break the two-party system, nothing's going to change.
Mm-hmm. Right, but like technically, it is within the people's power to do anything. But as a people, I think we're just beaten into.
But that speech is the embodiment of that 1978 to 1982.
Just be angry at the old shit and want to burn.
Yeah, and also hate the young shit. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's the same shit. Like man, fuck this old ass way of thinking, and also fuck this new way of thinking.
Yeah.
But then is Skywalker. Is Skywalker the other side? The same generation, but the other side, right? You can see it as arguing with themselves, right? And she's not breaking the system down. Mm-hmm. She's keeping the old shit because it's safe.
But maybe it would have been better if she hadn't.
Right. So like it is.
But I'm talking about episode 8 isolated.
Yeah, I know. Like I mean, because it's two-sided conversation. Right? Because he's talking to her, and she's having to make a choice. So that could be the embodiment of the generation itself at odds with itself.
Mm-hmm. I know how to fix this. Somehow, Palpatine has returned.
All right, let's move into the news. We've already talked about some of it.
Wait, what about your feet?
What?
Oh, so I got a whole bunch of blisters on my feet. The first day we arrived at the beach, I got 8 blisters on my feet.
What were you wearing?
Barefoot. And I got.
You know the sand is hot, right?
Yeah, but
you know you can cook walnuts.
We weren't going to be down there that long. Like it's a long story.
Bro, it's a beach.
I got 5 blisters on my left foot. I got 3 blisters on my right foot. It fucked the whole week up. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Man, could you wear your designer sneakers at all? Did you have to get the Brooks Beast back out, bro?
You don't have designer flip flops?
Hey, I tried to get them easy slides. I'm gonna be honest.
I was in the Beast many days.
Okay.
So
bro, sand is hot.
So rest in peace. Rest in peace to Olivia Newton-John.
Oh man,
there's so many grease shit on my goddamn feed.
And rest in peace to Nichelle Nichols of Star Trek.
Yeah, there was a lot, man.
Who's that one?
Uhura from Star Trek. She passed away.
Oh, she died too? I didn't see that.
Yeah, and she always seemed like I don't Olivia Newton-John. I really only know from
Grease, physical,
like the Grease, and then the kidnapping.
What?
There was some drama with the Newton-Johns. I don't know. Google it. But
she did the physical video too.
But the Star Trek lady, man, like she always seemed like such like this pure voice.
She did a lot of a lot of good like, socially for women and black women.
Very different.
Yeah,
and she always seemed like it's not about what you are, what I am. It's about what we are, what we can be, and like you know what I mean. I don't know. That's just
really kind of inspired Star Trek.
Yeah, I was going to say kind of embodied.
She embodied.
She embodied the Roddenberry.
Let's make some noise for her. God damn it.
Maybe that's not appropriate. But I don't know how she died.
That's how we fucking do it in Nourish, bro.
The apology is a real slap in the face. I thought you knew where I was going.
I may.
Chris Rock apologized. Will Smith apologized to Chris Rock.
I did not hear about that.
So he apologized to him, his mother, and everything for the slap in the face and all that. And Chris Rock was like, I don't give a fuck about that apology. I'm not paying any attention to it whatsoever.
Did you know that in that video, his son's water brand was prominently just placed?
I did not.
That's a water.
I've got some water, some drink company. Yeah.
But I believe it. Anne Rice reboot. Have you seen the trailer for the new Interview with the Vampire?
No.
Why don't they?
So wait a minute. So
there's some things.
Joe, I think that you're frustrated.
There's a formula
for the same reason I'm frustrated.
Okay, why are you frustrated?
But I'm gonna let you talk about the formula first.
I'm just bullshitting because they're remaking something instead of coming up with something new.
So I'm gonna give it a go because you know what this story is. I have a concept of what this story is. I would say that the biggest blunder that the originals made was that they started with Interview with the Vampire. If you were going to reboot it, why not start at the beginning?
Yes. Okay. That, and also, like, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, reboot shit that...
If you're going to restart one over, don't start with that one.
Do the other one.
Yes!
Yeah. Please.
Yes! Dude,
like it's just
look at us in agreement.
Prequels, man, prequels.
Wait, we agree at least once every episode. Because it's just in general,
it's a rich story, right?
And like, it's fucking
start at the beginning and redo it. I'm
just
cool
an whole
with
goddamn
that.
thing.
I'm cool with that.
Are they gonna CGI Aaliyah back in it?
No. No,
Her she'll be back in one piece.
We don't need faces. It's fine. We can just put her
Shut
face
up,
on.
Joe.
Bro, look. With me sculpting now, like it's doable. I can remix. Give me enough time, I can remix someone's face.
So Joker 2, the musical. Lady Gaga confirms she is involved and that it is a musical.
Do what now?
Joker. Did you ever see the original? We got to do that when you're working with
Adam West
with Joaquin Phoenix. But we can watch we can watch that one too with the shark spray. I'll do it.
Where he runs with a bomb over his head, like forever.
There's no good time to get rid of a bomb. I think he says
with like paint over the mustache, like a wild man.
Cesar Romero.
That's classic, man.
Did you ever see the original Joker?
No,
I would watch that with you.
Wait, you're talking
watch
about
Great Wall first.
No, for sure.
I think last week of August. Let's make a.
Okay, we'll do it then.
I won't be here. I'm going to Nashville.
That's true.
We haven't done a triple movie review.
That's
yet.
true. Also,
We have to decide on something.
It's Great Wall, bro. Hello,
but
Is that the one with
Matt Damon.
What was that voice?
China's savior.
Was that your white guy voice?
That was China's savior.
No, that was my fucking American police.
So it's a very Joker one is a very grounded, very
it's
like
well beloved.
mental health.
Yeah,
with Joker.
People,
Blah blah blah.
people think that's a great movie.
So Joker 2 has Lady Gaga in it. Many people are suspecting that she'll be Miss Quinzel.
Okay.
And it is also slated to be a musical.
So you think it's a fever dream? The whole thing.
I thought Joaquin Phoenix isn't interested in sequels.
He's interested in this one apparently
Because it's weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He likes weird shit.
Honestly, what if the whole thing?
I got a terrible story about that dude, by the way.
What?
So like because my dad was a fireman, like I'm connected to the fire department. I know firefighters and stuff.
Right.
When Joaquin Phoenix came down to work on what was that movie that he did that was in Baltimore?
Signs, no.
It wasn't that one, but it was about the fire service.
Gladiator.
Oh,
Fifth Ladder.
The Johnny.
It was a ladder.
Johnny Cash?
Ladder 52.
Jacob's Ladder.
52.
I don't know. Sure.
Ladder 49.
49. Let's go with that. It was
86.
ladder 49. 69.
420.
Bunch of firemen were like showing him around and like showing him like what the culture was like or whatever, and they took him into a hotel party and all this stuff. And this one fireman came up there to meet him, and the dude like Joaquin like stopped the party, like turn the music off. What are you wearing? So what? How much? Jeans and a jacket? What the fuck you? What kind of jacket?
Oh gosh, here we go.
What's the leather jacket? I don't know. I bought it from Sears. I don't fucking know.
Sears.
It's like, is that made of cow? Get the fuck out of this hotel room. So, like, ever since then,
my God, so much.
Since then, I've just had this fucking chip on my shoulder with that dude.
Yeah,
but
understandable.
But anyway,
that should be interesting.
It's
I
terrible.
don't know what else to say about the movie.
mean, people love the first one. They probably love the second one.
I don't know if it's a musical.
We got to see.
People are forgiving about shit that they like.
So I agree with you about that. Batgirl Shelved, we've kind of already talked about that.
That's fine.
I think people are more upset they don't get to see Keaton than see Batgirl.
Hopefully we'll see him in The Flash. We'll get to that in a minute.
That's a lot to unpack there.
Like movies, just like,
So,
come on, what's going on?
We continue to be on the Ezra of our seats.
Oh yeah.
Is there more to this guy?
Yes. So
Oh yeah. It was like every day this past week.
he has been charged with felony burglary in Vermont.
Is he trying to make a crime in every state? Is he like a checklist?
So somehow he got from Hawaii
right?
to Vermont.
According to the police report, Vermont State Police were notified of a burglary complaint. Police found that several bottles of alcohol were taken from the residence. Like, you stole a bunch of alcohol. Isn't that trash?
He didn't leave money?
And et cetera, et cetera. And then basically that's what he stole from that house, was just alcohol.
But he stole it. Like,
But
I can imagine some like big name people would be like, really, what the fuck? Just go into someone's house, take some shit, and drop a wad of cash.
But
or
wait,
whatever.
But then this came
There's
out just
more.
recently. Ezra Miller reportedly exposed children, including a baby, to guns, bullets, and weed on their farm. Mm-hmm. In a shocking new report from Rolling Stone, a father says 3 young children and their mother are staying on the actor's Vermont farm. Why, is my question. The concerns were echoed by 2 sources sources that knowledge the situation, blah, blah, blah. The outlet reports that 2 sources say that the farm is not safe for children. One source says a 1-year-old baby picked up a loose bullet and put it in her mouth. But the mother...
bullets are dangerous.
Agreed. 25, who is allegedly still living at Vermont farm with her children, told the outlet that Miller got her away from a violent, abusive ex and helped her family have a safe environment for my 3 young children.
Obviously not that safe.
Rolling Stone reports that according to Hawaii court records, the mother pursued a domestic abuse case against the father in 2021, but it was terminated when both failed to make a court appearance. The father was denied allegation, blah, blah, blah. It sounds like a hot mess. It sounds like a domestic situation between the wife and father that Ezra has been caught up in. But Ezra Miller, just stay the fuck out of the way. God damn it. For like fucking 20 minutes.
Mind your own fucking business and sit still for a second.
Listen, dude, let this Flash movie come out and then go do whatever the fuck you want.
Whatever you want.
We just want to see this.
We just want to see Michael Keaton. God damn it.
They're going to recast you.
That's the problem. Michael Keaton is cursed. He's getting shafted left and right.
Can I say this? The kid that played the Flash on the WB or whatever fucking network is on now, he isn't doing any of this shit, and he does a pretty decent job being the Flash. Multiverse his ass into the fucking part and roll with it.
Did you see the Cassian Andor trailer?
I did.
No. It looks great.
It looks really good.
It looks fucking great.
I
know.
Bobby,
I know.
Relax.
You and Laura said the same thing.
Bobby, relax.
2 tubes.
Don't get your hopes up.
2 tubes is present in the trailer.
Does that mean there's going to be Hot Toys?
Is it him or his brother? Is it him or his brother?
I'll take either.
Are you going to get the Hot Toys if it comes out?
Dose tubes.
Yes. But it looks cinematic, man. Like, it looks heavy again. Like, this is the way I want this shit to look. Story, who's to say? But the look seems right.
Did you identify the child sidekick?
I did not.
Okay, I'm just curious because obviously,
maybe it's a robot sidekick,
or maybe
it's one or the other.
A child robot dog.
A child robot. I mean, is that BB?
There's time for it. There's time for it. You got a lot of episodes.
Yeah. How many episodes?
I don't know, but enough to get a child dog in it.
A robot child dog.
Yeah, it's got to be a child,
a sentient robot dog,
child.
So, questions. We got Paul C. He says, what's something that was okay back in the day, but is definitely not okay now? For a little added fun, try answering this question from back when we were youths, and then again from just 10 years ago. So, look, I mean, like
you can't say mentally retarded without the mental part.
Mentally ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
That part. I mean, like that. Like, I'll be honest with you, man. Like the go-to, I think, is the F word. And like I even hate saying it because like I know that we have homosexual listeners.
Yeah.
You know, and like I don't, you know, it raises a bigger question. I saw this shirt while I was in the South of all places. Chris, you'd be impressed with the way that your people have evolved. But like it said, don't worry about being woke. Just be respectful.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's what I'm like. I don't like being woke. I don't claim to be woke.
Agreed.
Being woke is like
our whole generation, right? Our whole generation came up saying the F word. The F,
the bundles of sticks, man.
The bundle of sticks.
The British cigarettes.
And
we just all stopped saying it.
And we just
mostly
all of us just said, you know what?
Yeah, you're right.
You know what? We get it. We'll stay out of the way. You know, like. Without a whole bunch of fuss.
No.
You know, just like kind of like, okay, we get it. Yep. We get it. You know, and like, I think that is kind of like the I don't know, man. Like it's, nobody wants to stop because it seems weird to be like, look what we did. But look what we did.
Yeah.
Like, I use that shit like it was going out of style.
I mean, it was normal vernacular.
I didn't mean any hate by it.
No, it's just a slang.
Moment that people told me, man, this word fucking hurts.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, I'm going to make a fucking effort to stop because I don't want to hurt people. Yeah. You know, and I think that, like, I've talked a lot about grace recently, but you got to allow for that period of grace for transitioning to change.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't immediately...
You can't expect for that shit overnight. And, like, I feel weird even playing records now where that shit is in it. Like, on Bobby Boogie Bob, I'm like, man... Yeah, I'm like, look, I just want to give you a heads up. This is the time, and you got to like understand the context.
There's a lot of music that's cringy now, man.
Watching Bill and Ted when they said that, I like had a physical reaction.
Yeah,
but it was normal. We didn't think about that. I didn't even think about that we're being in the movie.
Man, I said like I wish I could tell this story, but I said a joke one time that years ago that had that word in it, and it wasn't even. Like it wasn't the punchline of it wasn't an anti-gay punchline. The punchline was actually an anti-straight punchline of a guy who probably should have just lived his truth, you know. And I said it, and a friend of mine who was a lesbian came up to me and pulled me aside. To her credit, I'll never forget it. Pulled me aside. Can I talk to you for a minute? She's like, look, when you say that shit, like it has a baggage with it that like I don't want to see you because I love you as that person that would use that word. It brings baggage with it. I'm gonna apply that a baggage to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I never want to be that person either. I was like, look, it's actually kind of it's not an anti-gay joke. It's kind of an anti-don't be you joke. But we had this whole, and then I was like, man, like it changed my fucking life.
Yeah.
You know, but it took a person talking to me as a person without any hashtags, without any Twitter posts, just one-on-one explaining their
and without
position.
just attacking you.
Yes.
Because it was from a point of ignorance. You didn't know.
Yeah, and
right?
I didn't mean any harm.
Right. So, but if someone were to come at you in a different way, then you would have just fucking stood firm and be very likely you would be like, no, fuck that. Don't tell me what to do. I'll say what I want. Right.
Because they wouldn't have approached me with respect. The same way that, because in my mind, it's not a gay thing.
No. Right.
You know, like I would never have done that to them either. But I don't know that it's being received that way. But it took a person of a higher caliber to come and talk to me one-on-one. And okay, well, I get it. Like, you don't have to worry about that with me anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I always try to come from that point of educate, right? When it comes to things like this, just like on stream a lot of times, people say some wild ass shit. They can be a different country or whatever. And in general, I don't fucking react with... You know, just being offensive or defense. Right? I'm just like, hey, man, I don't know if you know, but this is not cool because...
Yeah.
And that's no hard feelings, you know. And a lot of times they're like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, well, now you know.
Next one from Sanjay. Dear NRR, my wife and I recently moved and now have sufficient display area for my Transformers 112, 1/6 statues, etc. When I first started unpacking, I almost felt like giving up and thought collecting was a huge emphasis on the use mistake. I had one of those "what have I done" moments.
Yeah.
I'm happy to say I have the Transformers all set up and I'm moving on to the other aspects of my collection. I'm very pleased with how those things are coming along. I know you've all alluded to the times when you've moved, but I was hoping you can share some specific stories or tips when moving your collection and setting up a new space. Sanjay.
Oh, gosh.
I'm surprised your Transformers went up first, but I guess that's your priority.
Yeah, that is weird.
You talk about having statues and stuff. That's where...
Like, and the Transformers are the hardest fucking thing.
I don't know, maybe he had the furniture set up for it first. So, I mean, I moved 5 years ago from Alabama. I don't know if anybody knew that or not. Literally everything has completely changed twice since then. I've moved everything
at least.
At least. Well, I'm even just talking about furniture, moving furniture around. I mean, my collection focus has obviously drastically changed. But you know, tips for moving, like, it sounds like you've done all the hard part there. You know, just don't rush to get it done. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. But
enjoying it is a big step that people forget.
And I'll be honest with you, I have anxiety about opening stuff just because I'm like I'll give you an example. Mezco. Like, I dread opening one of those figures because there's so much shit. It's like, you know, and I've been buying, like, I'm super heavy into the wrestling stuff right now. Guess what they come with? The dude and some hands. Maybe a title belt or a microphone. That's it. I don't have 28 sets of hands that are in there like a pop goes perfection. You have to buy those separately.
Oh, you have to buy those separately.
But, yeah.
That's smart.
Dude, that's how I feel with reviews, man. I opened that fucking Hot Toys Vision today.
Explodes with parts.
Pop goes perfection.
I opened the Hot Toys Vision today. It had 2 sets of hands. I was like, I can't wait to review this.
Yeah, because it's so simple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just overwhelming sometimes, but getting back, you know, I know, Sanjay, you've asked a lot of very smart questions in the Realm group, and
smart dude.
Yeah, you know, about your collection. It sounds like, you know, I can't wait to see what you've curated. curated, because it sounds like you've you know, in a very short amount of time gotten a lot of stuff. So it's take your time with it. Enjoy it and enjoy it, and listen, wherever you put it, it doesn't have to stay there. You know, don't
you got money
yourself. Yeah, we know you got some initials. Just you know, take the time to enjoy it, and if you put it somewhere like your statues, you put them on a whatever furniture you've got, you don't like it, well, you can move them, or you get different furniture, or just
or sell it.
Yeah, or sell it.
Be fluid,
and also
hit me up. PJCC's.
I say this all the time, but like, variety is the spice of life, and like, right tool for the right job. Like, the DTOF isn't awful.
No,
it's great.
I've got chugs in a DTOF, y'all.
You know,
in a DTOF.
The Billy is the right thing for the right thing. You know, the Module Case is the right thing for the right thing. Like, it's. But my major point of like in my what I have learned is, like, don't have everything look exactly the same. Spice it up, but just make sure that everything that you bring to the table to spice it up makes sense for the things you want to put in it.
Yeah,
you know.
But hey, we want to see that.
Yeah, we definitely want to see that. He sent me some pictures for a critique, actually.
Okay. Well, I mean, I want to see
2028.
I want to see him this year. So send him to me, Sanjay.
So Kevin S., he says, "Hey boys, feel free to ignore this one if you've already gotten 10 emails from this point. I was listening to your discussion about diversity in media in regards to race swaps and gender swaps and adaptations, and I thought it was weird that you brought up The Boys now a couple times as an example of natural diverse cast. The thing is, The Boys might be one of the worst examples you could use, while the title Boys are relatively unchanged, aside from making the Huey American as opposed to Scottish. A ton of side characters aren't. Mallory, Stillwell, and Stormfront are all men in the comics. Raynor is a blonde white woman. Black Noir, A-Train, and Eagle the Archer are all white. Stan Edgar is never seen in the comics, but is safely assumed that he's an old white guy. Vic the Veep is changed from George W. Bush stand-in to an AOC stand-in. Victoria Newman. I'd argue that for the most part, these characters are better than their comic counterparts, in big part due to the changes of race and gender. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Esposito play Professor X, if only because it'd be nice to see him play a hero for once. Also, last point, and I wouldn't bring it up except the show does explicitly. You've called Queen Maeve a lesbian a few times now. She's not. She's bisexual. She makes that very clear whenever she fucks a dude in the show, but especially when the marketing dudes pitch her on the Brave Maeve campaign, and they point out that being a lesbian is an easier sell for the marketing deployment than bisexual. Anyways, thanks for the last discussion, Kevin. So first of all, let me tell you something. I'm 41. I ain't got time to work on all that shit. Bisexual, lesbian is just like, I just gotta work with me. Secondly,
there's a theme park.
I want to say this. I've had, I think, I got a number of things to say about his email. It's actually pretty thoughtful. For one, he is 100% right in everything that he says. When I'm talking about the diversity of the boys, I'm not talking about it in the same conversation as should we race change and gender change characters.
Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, I that was all new information to me because I've never read the books.
They're separate conversations for me. I think that the way that they do diversity in the boys is magnificent because none of them say, like, hey, I'm so-and-so, an African-American lesbian. You know, like where a lot of other shows seem to kind of pivot on that, and I applaud that.
Or announce it ahead of time before the show. Like, they're making this person an Asian now.
Or in a weird way.
Like pointing it out.
But he's absolutely right in everything that he says. I also have had a change of heart just in these last couple of weeks about the race conversation where I said, look, just keep everybody the fuck the way they are. I want to say this. I've had an epiphany about it.
Is it because you've been to South Carolina?
It's because I've been to South Carolina.
Did you raise up at all while you were there?
Look, 2024 is coming, okay?
Okay.
It's how I feel. But I don't view it as an objective truth.
Okay.
I think 2 weeks ago I viewed it as an objective truth. But there are plenty of people that have come up in this current world that see certain characters as being a certain way, regardless of how I grew up with them.
Yeah.
And that's valid to them. and I want to make a point that I recognize that that's valid to them. It's just how I feel personally and subjectively about it, but I no longer feel it as an objective truth, which I did.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that is a big difference.
It is. Outside of that, I have nothing. Anybody else?
No, I mean, I understand your point, but like I said, I didn't know any of that. Yeah. I've not read the comics, and I'm not going to read them till the show's over because I know it's so completely different. But yeah, I mean, Bobby got tricked by the marketing in the show, lesbian instead of bisexual, right? So the marketing worked in the show,
but it's like, so there's a UK drill rapper. I'm sure you're familiar, Chris.
My head is one of the 333 right
followers.
Central C. He's actually somewhat popular, but he says, "You say I'm homophobic. How can I be homophobic when my bitch is gay?"
So to answer your question, Paul C. from earlier, that is the stuff from 10 years ago. That we can't.
And that's why drill is important.
That's what the lesson of the day. He's just waiting.
Abraham writes in with a long one, so to speak. Hello, Rangers. Remember I was dating that once virgin MILF?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's over. And I've come to tell the story. No need for advice here. My corner has been excellent on that, but I'd love to hear your reaction. Apologize in advance for the length, so to speak, but I thought it was captivating enough. So it started with my work homie. He's a handsome dude, and he happened to have gotten a haircut. Keep in mind, my homie, my ex, and all work together. I asked her opinion on his cut, and she said it made him look hot. This threw me aback, but I was comforted to admit that I have yet to see him shirtless. I am straight, but have a shirtless fetish I should probably explain. Hold on one second, just in case. Then she does strike one. She straight tells my work homie that I might be gay and that I like seeing men shirtless. I found out because he told me about it, but the faithful fool didn't believe her for shit. I downplayed it, then I did eventually explain what she meant truthfully. I chew my own girl out, but ultimately say it's okay because no harm done, which is fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like seeing dudes shirtless too, but
I mean, I watch wrestling, so
I prefer men with as much clothes on as possible. Actually,
I'm into fitness and stuff.
I just recently watched a special, and it had like a bunch of like old, like from the 30s with like 3-piece suits and trench coats, and I was like, look at all them clothes on them guys looking sharp as hell.
Bet you they smelled fantastic, didn't they?
However, I awoke the next day, and I just didn't feel well at all towards her. I was at work with her later that day, and I just warned her that I'd be chill that day to excuse my indifference. She usually liked my normal energetic attention. That night, I had a deep talk about it with another homie who was upset that she would out me like she did. He made me realize so many things. I realized we weren't all that relatable to each other. I don't think she got me. More alarmingly, when he asked me to list 5 good things about her in terms of the relationship, I couldn't list 5.
Whoa.
And sex had to take a slot, which for other guys I talked to wasn't even in the conversation. So the plan was I was just going to let it ride. Let things heal, unless the next morning she complained about how I'd been reacting. She did so. Cowabunga it was. This was literally said by me. I explained my problems and basically told her that shit was on life support. Ooh. Yeesh. A little harsh, no? And at work, she was a crying mess, and when she left work, she was almost manically spamming me, which stressed me greatly because I was still working, and I was thinking, does she not get it?
Oh, yeah, you can't be fucking
It got me so stressed I nearly vomited from the anxiety. Strike number 2 for me. Yeah, well, you're not being very considerate of her.
Yeah.
At this point, we were broken up. Then afterwards, I did the smartest thing I thought I could do. There was another dude, coworker, she would hang out with. She often is friends during the time of our relationship. Now I excused it because I'm a trusting person. Now that it was done, I thought, let me ask this guy if she ever told him anything that I was a boyfriend. What do you know about the... Ooh. Now that it was done, I thought, let me ask this guy if she ever told him anything that I, as a boyfriend, would be concerned about. What do you know the whore did? Now he said, now he's getting a name.
Yeah.
She said with her own whore mouth.
Wow.
It wasn't for Abraham, I'd probably suck your dick.
Wow.
So yeah, you can imagine my disbelief. I eventually confronted her about it, and she then immediately begged for me back. I'll be honest, I only brought it up to her to give her a chance to bow out respectfully. It angered me that this was the path she chose. Further angered me that she had then tried gaslighting and lying to me about it. She was arguing that it wasn't actually cheating, that it can't be held against her. I told her I can hold whatever the fuck I want to hold against her. So it's not cheating.
No, you can think whatever you want,
but you can hold it against her.
Yeah. You can. Hey, look, you can want to suck someone's dick all you want, but you don't have to tell them about it.
So that's it, guys. Thanks for following my story from start to finish. As for me, I unfortunately become a marginally angrier man because of this, but I'm breathing easy now. I know how to move forward for myself, and I'm elated that I no longer have to waste resources on her. Meanwhile, she still lies about how it went down. Says she doesn't know why, in that I just broke up with her on the phone, and only thing she could hold against me. That's all, folks. Thanks you again for all you do,
bro. You need to get another job and get away from that toxic situation.
That's the problem. That's
the advice you didn't ask for.
That's the reason why HR don't want you to date coworkers.
Oh my god!
It's not because they don't want you to have relationships. It's because what happens when you break up.
Agree.
You know,
he's already got it.
Yeah. No, and it's great that he was able to just fucking make the right choice in the right time. To me, you know.
So this is from Iman. He says, "I hope everything is doing well. It's been a while since my last email. Since then, I got married, got a job in my field, got a corgi, and my dad passed away. So let me give you this for all of the things except your dad, and then a moment of silence for your dad." Okay, since then I got married. Question time. It seems like Fans Toys plans to release their take on every G1 character. I know Bobby has already represented. So will you ever pass on a Fans Toys release, or will you always swap for them?
Bobby, let me answer for you. Bobby will always buy one just in case. Right, yeah. And he will sell if he doesn't want it.
So the truth is like I have a video coming about this on Friday, about stylization. And like, generally speaking, I like the Fans Toys take on Transformer characters. But if Fans Toys take starts becoming just a Sunbow replica, then all bets are off.
Hasbro. I thought you would always buy one anyway.
Yeah, but like,
not necessarily to swap out. Just
but the tide might be changing. Like, I feel that way now, but I'm not open to the idea of passing on some shit.
Oh, okay.
Because
if they go to Takara route,
yeah. Because if it's just like if you look at like this Springer, which is like the go-to, there's so many of these third-party Springers that look relatively
like 6,
identical.
Right? Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous.
There's 3 third-party Infernos that all look distinctively unique
somehow. Yeah,
you know, and like. If it starts getting to a point where Fans Toys just looks like one of the herd, I'll just go with whatever one I have first.
Right.
Whatever's cheaper, too.
Yeah. Bonus question. Which character do you want next? For me, I can't wait for Optimus. I know that FT paint materials and Hef will crush MP44, though I love that figure. It's way too light for 350. Dude, I don't know. Target Masters. I don't know.
No. You want the last?
Oh no, I want Dead End. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's the right fucking answer. I want fucking Dead End. Dead End is the right answer. Dead End is the right answer. Listen to me. Fuck Fans Toys and tell the Dead End.
See, I'm a good friend. I know the answer.
That's a fact. Like motherfuckers, motherfuckers would never they would never forgive any other third party company for this bullshit that Fans Toys has been doing. Never. It's a fact. That's a fact. Dead End, it's bullshit, dude, because they can't get it right. Because they fucking put die cast in the back of fucking drag strips biceps for no fucking reason, and now that motherfucker weighs 13 pounds, and they can't figure out how to fucking balance them.
At least it's not waffles.
You know, like, dude, like, it's out of control, man. And these, like, dude, Fans Toys fans are becoming,
Bobby.
They're becoming Tupac fans.
Wow.
Huh? I never hated...
You talking about like a Tupac fan that had all them bootleg CDs that came out?
I never hated Tupac.
Okay.
But his fans made me hate him.
Oh, you mean like me and Alabama football? I don't hate anybody that goes to Alabama, but people who like Alabama, they're freaking trash people.
Exactly.
Not all of them.
You're welcome for that answer.
But you know.
But Amos. Hello again, Bobby. In recent Radiatron review, I took notice of your display TF collection. I, too, have a TF collection consisting of all the original 84 to 87 TFs, as well as nearly most of what you have pictured. So my question to you is, where or whom would you recommend for display cases? I would ideally like all lit-up cases to maximize viewing and visual pleasure, while maintaining versatility and masterpiece scale sizes, including the combiner sizes. I also have HasLab Unicron. So, I mean, here's the thing, man. Like,
lighting is on you, bro. You can buy cases with lights, but you can light your own shit. Bobby lit his own shit.
Yeah, like it's like you can do it with Magicase. Caleb did it, and it looks sharp.
Yep.
But it's not easy.
But if my man's talking about it, it's a G1 collection.
But
I'm pretty sure it's a masterpiece because he said it's mine.
Okay, I thought he was talking about G1.
If you want your combiners and Unicron in the case, and you want uniform case, get a Magicase.
You're gonna have to get something that
Magicase.
big.
There's no fucking case that make big enough to keep those shit in regular.
But you had to have space for all that shit to look right, not be crunched, not be like, you got to have that shit look right.
You put it half through a DTOF.
watch his fucking 24 plus episodes of display critiques, and then get some idea from there.
Yes.
Because you will all kidding aside, you will see a lot, obviously, of Transformers collection, and there are good ones there you can take some ideas out of.
My general rule,
I got my chugs in a DTOF.
I know you do. It's not okay, by the way.
No, it's fine. But Minosaur's on top of it.
My general rule is there's only 3 like relatively accessible pieces of furniture to put masterpiece Transformers in. A Magicase, if it's done very pre-planned and strategically, like Caleb did it.
What you can,
Caleb. Why do I keep saying Caleb?
I don't know.
Caleb.
What you can, because there's a definitive finite cast. You don't have to worry about new things coming out. You can be like, these are the characters, and you can plan out exactly how they go in the case.
Yes. And like, boom, 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 boom. Like, you got to have it measured out, like, where you know everybody's going to go. The second way is Billy's. Billy's work well enough.
Yep.
And the third way is Bestas. And you can integrate Bestas in Billy's into a way that
this is all IKEA, by the way. These words you say.
IKEA Billy's and IKEA Bestas that will work together.
If you listen to the show, you better know what those are.
But the Magicases are on their own. So you either go all Magicase with maybe some DTOFs.
Yep.
Or you go Billy's and Bestas.
And listen, if you want to put your shit up anytime soon, unfortunately, Magicase isn't the move.
Well, they just got a robot.
I saw that. Yeah, I have 3 robots at my house, Joe.
So the other reason why I kept saying Caleb is because the next question is from Caleb.
Hey, Caleb.
Good morning to whoever the fuck is on this week.
Well, surprise, motherfucker!
I've got a question for the group regarding your collection displays. For context, I've had a hard time committing to a display because it seems like every few months I come up with something better or want to change it. That's all fine and dandy now because it's not a huge display, but I plan on moving to a bigger living space in a few years and want to build a bigger and more permanent display. My question is, when you decide how you want to display a certain part of your collection, do you find it easy to commit to that way or leave it, or do you find yourself wanting to change it up sometime in the future?
I think it's different for all 3 of us. Once I went Magicase, I was all in. I knew exactly what I wanted to correct, and I have a bunch of DTOF that works very specifically, like Krista's office, that works very specifically for that space. And yeah, I don't know. I had a vision because I also did the same thing. I moved to a bigger house, and I already had an idea of what I want. And I, 3 years later, have finished, and it's exactly what I wanted. So I don't know, man. Depending on your collection, and if you think you're collecting,
you also have a 5-bedroom house with only 2 people in it
and 2 cats.
They take up so much space, too.
It also depends if you're going to be fluid or not. Are you the kind of person who's going to change up what you buy more shit at lines, or are you the kind of person who knows exactly what you're going to buy in the future? Because as your tastes change, your display you're gonna outgrow your displays.
Yeah, I mean, I have DTOFs. I have DTOFs with 6 scale in it. I think I've kind of come to the conclusion that's how they look best. And Chug Transformers look great in a DTOF with dioramas.
I disagree.
Well, look,
I think it looked great. It's fine, Pinkerton.
See, thank you.
I disagree.
Thank you. I noticed I haven't sent it in because by the time they do it, they'd all be gone anyway.
I mean, there's some privilege that can.
Okay,
there's some nerd privilege that can be.
I am fluid in my collection. I've been thinking about like moving a whole bunch of shit around and maybe even doing something. Simpsons to me, it kind of breaks my heart. It's in the condition it's in, and I've got so much more stuff.
I like the Simpsons.
No, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Not well kept up.
I think it can be better, and it's not on those shelves. So I have some other ideas about how I might, want to display that. So.
Yeah, I think that like that my opinion is to figure out exactly what you want.
Yep.
Lay it out and try to figure out what space you're working with and how you can orient that shit to your space. So like the one thing that I kind of equated to the most within my collection is my Mortal Kombat shelf and my like 80s cartoon shelf. Mm-hmm. In a perfect world, I'd like a Billy for He-Man, I'd like a Billy for G.I. Joe, I'd like a Billy for Turtles, and I'd like a Billy for Mortal Kombat. But I knew that wasn't possible. Mm-hmm. So I sat down with a piece of paper and a pencil and I wrote down every character I wanted and what was going to occupy the most space in terms of like the truth is that Mortal Kombat might have less characters, but it doesn't make as much sense to have Shao Kahn on the same shelf with Liu Kang,
right?
Just to fit the motherfuckers in. But I could probably squeeze most of the Joes I want in and most of the Cobras I want in into one shelf, even if they're tight.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm making a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make in order to make sure that my space doesn't look like a fucking cat lady doesn't live down there.
You can keep moving to bigger houses if you can afford it.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. But I mean, like reiterate, I think the problem for all of us as collectors, I think the biggest problem is that we are collectors and we keep buying more shit. Mm-hmm. That like your display will never be okay because we'll always buy more shit.
So Paul C opened us. Paul C is going to close it.
Look out.
He says, now that you guys are finally back together, I'm not sure how he
even
knew.
Know that?
Was that you?
I didn't say anything.
I didn't know. I mean, I talked to somebody about us recording tonight, but it wasn't Paul and it wasn't, I don't know. Well, hey, Paul, we're all here.
Bro, he keeps tabs on us.
What did you most miss about each other?
Oh, wow.
I mean, I missed all of this. Is it just me or has tonight been great?
It's been great.
What time is it?
It's like 11.
It's 11:02 p.m. I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I don't even care because I'm having a fucking great time.
Yeah.
It's honestly this. I think Joe, you might have said this kind of grounds me every week. It stamps the week, and like I said, the time is a construct, and you fold the paper over and put the pin through the. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I miss hating your points of view.
Well, I have enjoyed. Listen, 2 glasses.
No, but I mean seriously,
2 glasses. Bobby is a whole nother character too, so that's been fun.
I do miss challenging my own ideas. I do like sometimes I might swear to God that you're all fucking wrong. But like always, maybe on Tuesday, but maybe on Thursday, I'm like, it starts to settle in a bit. Sometimes I'm like on Friday, I'm like, no, them are definitely fucking wrong. but maybe on Saturday, I'm like, no, they were right. But I enjoy just how presumably different you are. I don't think that you two are all that different from me in many ways. It's just that a lot of the conversations that seem to circulate around the show, we seem to think differently on.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely
when we sit upstairs and bullshit, we very rarely argue.
Yeah.
But it's also great that you can argue like a motherfucker and be having a great time and no hard feelings.
Screaming at each other.
Where else can you do this?
There's nothing that makes me feel happier than screaming at people I love.
That's right.
That's right. Laughing about it.
That's why I had kids.
The only thing we could do different is record this in one of those rooms where like you just grab an old TV and throw it across the room. You guys have seen those. You can rent time in it.
But look, I want to say this. Like we've all had old friends, right? All of us have friends for a certain period of time when we stopped talking to them forever. But like this particular friendship, like, is consistent. I don't know what other friends I have that I talk to 2 to 3 hours a week, every week in person, who I've ever made time for, right? And I don't get tired of it. It's
I don't think I've had that since high school, to be honest.
Right, and you have to because you went to school, right?
Yeah. But I'm even saying, like, people you hung out with after school is just, everybody drifts apart so much, and Yeah.
And we've been doing this for years. And also, like, other than Chris, I don't know too many people in my life where but like sit down and talk to this person for 3 hours. I'd run dry way before 3 hours.
Right.
This we've been doing this for I don't know how 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
Well,
it's funny to me to listen to Robert talk about it, and Robert's perception of it is like
some funny takes, man. I was listening to it on the way back from Texas.
Is like Nerd Rage is like the more sophisticated platform, and I'm like, are you fucking
serious?
nuts? If we talk about going to the bathroom,
Oh, by the way, somehow. Stand Their Sits wandered on the TikTok.
I know.
Did you get sent the video?
That all starts.
Somebody asked me, do you think it was us?
Todd R question.
Well, it was Todd R that sent me the TikTok.
You know, it is insane. But like, it's just like, it's funny that like, it all exists in a vacuum until people like, no, this is what this show means in the echelon of things. And I just, I appreciate that I appreciate all the people that came in to fill the void while schedules didn't allow.
No, that was the longest stretch, I guess, in Nerd Rage history where it was.
We just couldn't.
We could not make it happen.
Fucking month.
And I appreciate everybody that stepped up, and everybody loves everybody that came here loves the show, loves to be a part of the show, and kind of gets it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like it makes me, I'll be honest, like it makes me grateful to be back and reunited, but it also makes me excited for 400 and just the people that are in this room that are more consistently involved and where those conversations go and all those things. He says, P.S. the Thought of the Week segment should be renamed Thought Provoking or Thought Provocateur.
There you go. Real quick, hey, speaking of poop, I did some research when I was in Alabama. I didn't have the nerve to ask my mom, but I did ask my dad, and he does not stand.
He's probably too old to stand.
Well, he never has stood.
Oh, so,
but where do
you get?
I don't know.
I'm
an orphan out here, Joe.
Remember, I asked the question.
Shitting orphan.
I asked, like, how do people learn to wipe their ass?
That's why I asked.
Do they learn themselves, or were they taught somewhere? You know. So I remember exactly when I learned to wipe my ass. I remember that specific memory.
That at all? No.
So we'll close.
Highbrow shit right here.
Had to get some highbrow ass wiping in.
First of all, if you want to send questions,
you can email us at nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com.
And then shout out to the rest of the Nerd Rage team. Raul, who is recovering greatly.
Awesome. Love to hear it.
He's had a number of things going on with, I don't want to get, that's his business, but all the results of all those things have come back positive.
Good.
Positive in a good way.
Yep.
Not like COVID positive.
Not like HIV.
HIV.
Dude, shout out to HIV, old school. You know what I mean?
That's some magic. You can do magic.
As I like to call it, the high five. You know
wow.
It's a HI and a Roman numeral. Doesn't matter.
Relax there, buddy. Relax.
I know. I got excited about Roman numerals.
Numbers, man.
To Dante on Facebook and Ricky Tiki Timber on the videos, and of course to the Thought Provoker or the Thought Provocateur or the Velocithirster himself, who looked at a picture of a cosplayer at tatted_Khaleesi.
Okay.
Who had a Captain America. Now, here's the thing, and I wish her the best. No disrespect.
No disrespect. That's always preload with that.
He responded with a meme of Captain America saying, "That's America's ass." I certainly hope not. And with that,
flappy labius.
Tasty taint.
tight dick player. That was a good fucking show.